right. Good afternoon. Well, no, never mind. Good evening. Sure, I know what time of the day it is. Welcome to another episode of Psycho's Platters, always powered by coffee each and every time because that's how this works. So, we're braving the elements, if you will, on this Wednesday, May 8th to try to see if we can do a broadcast. I had originally this time frame marked off, but I am already hearing that there supposedly might be some inclement weather, some potential for T word. I don't like saying the word. We avoided them the last time, and prayers to the people out in Michigan. They got nailed with them kind of bad yesterday. Hopefully everything will be better. And I know, right? That came into my news feed. Oh, I don't know, maybe like 2-3 hours ago. We'll talk about that's. We're going to be touching up on that, Fred. We will. But so basically, we'll see here. So if for some dumb reason, because we did have a nice downpour, but even though this is Cox Internet, I said Cox. Sometimes it can get a little wonky in the bad weather. Oh, really? Oh boy. Well, you never know. You just never know. I guess it beats Morse code in a telegraph. I don't know. Needless to say, I know that hopefully maybe some more people will come on in here in a little bit. I know Mayo's doing his movie talk. Of course, I didn't know anything about that till I already opened my big mouth. Okay. Hi, Mick. Okay. So, I wasn't ignoring you, Jen, but if I remember correctly, you said that maybe you were going to go see Funny Girl tonight. So I wasn't sure what time it was, and I wasn't going to bother you if you were going to do that. So, yeah. like we said last week, Western Union, da 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 da. Yes, everybody's coming along here nicely, indeed. Oh, okay. Yeah, so I mean, if you're maybe in a couple minutes, I'll put the invite and welcome yourself up here. That's perfectly fine. Come to think of it, I wonder if I could go off and drop another. I did find Melody's page and liked him too. So I'm going to see if I can drop a little message. Maybe. That was the dryer, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, we are always ongoing here in Casa del Psycho. We are always running around doing things. Well, I hate to say this, but not today, pretty much. My car last night decided to kind of get wonky on me. So, with the grace of, close friends who are able to get, things going. Sorry, hang on. Let's see. Oh, you just got home. You're situated. Okay. All right, let's see. I hope everybody out there is doing good. How was the play anyway, Jen? How did it go? Was there anybody we would know that was in it? Stars-wise on the stage there. All right. Let's see. Maybe he'll pop up too. While we're doing that, new subs. Yes, several new subs. Oh, Melissa Manchester was the conductor. Interesting. I I maybe would have briefly stuck around to torture her. You know me and my music autographs. Of course, I don't know if I would have known if she was there. Did you know, speaking of, even though nobody asked about Beatle related stuff, Ringo actually does drum on a Melissa Manchester album. She must be 80. I don't know. Maybe at least in her 70s. Oh, you tried, huh? See what I mean? That's because you didn't have me there. We would have succeeded. I'm teasing. I'm teasing. I say that to my friends all the damn time. Going back all the way to like almost 20 years ago when I got really ill and I had tickets to an outdoor thing with Rare Earth and Blue Oyster Cult. And Rare Earth was signing. It was two original members, but they couldn't get into Blue Oyster Cult because of some tent and some security. I'm like, see, if I was there, I would have schmoozed. I would have schmoozed around the security. And yeah, that's right. That's right, Jeff. We learned a we learned a lesson. I like Larry Fine, by the way, for your emoji. He was the glue of the Three Stooges. I don't care what anybody says. But that's right. Don't cry out loud. Just keep it inside. Learn how to hide your feelings. That's what she's saying. My son got mad at me one day because I was saying to my grandson, I think he thought I was serious, but I'm like, well, no. I'm quoting Melissa Manchester. I do that at work sometimes. I'm doing it when people get all down and depressed and are getting ready to cry. And because I'm like, there's no crying in cashiering. There's none. Understand. Oh, that's nice that she showed up in the lobby. All right. New subs, me, myself, and my vinyl. Big toy box music. And lastly, audio stop, comma, Disquire. New people to the Psycho Network. I appreciate it. If you have not done so, please do. I think you would enjoy. We are only a couple. We are only a couple shows away from 750th show. Can you believe that? It took 13 damn years to do it, but we're going to have 750, and maybe hopefully we'll maybe make a special thing out of it, just for the hell of it. Okay, so here's the rest in peace. I know Fred was touching on Albini. We'll get to him in a second, but I found out some other people that passed away in the last two almost 3 weeks, if you will, that missed my radar. Clarence Frogman Henry, okay, blues musician, dead at the age of 87 back on April 7th. I thought, no offense, I thought Frogman died a few years ago. He didn't. And Arthur Tavares from the group Tavares, okay, they were on the Saturday Night Live soundtrack. They did Heaven Must Have Sent an Angel, if I remember correctly. And anyways, they had a handful of hits in the 70s. And he went on April 15th. But yes, Steve Albini passed away, musician, producer, and arranger. I just jotted a bunch of notes here. I've heard the name, of course, but mainly why I heard the name was through the Pixies and Nirvana. But okay, so since the 80s, he's performed in these bands: Big Black, 1981 to 87, RAPE, Man. I'm not going to say the whole thing because I don't want to get dinged. Which, by the way, that was only for a year, 87, 88. But that band name was based actually on a Japanese comic book. All right, not my idea. For RAPE, Man. And then, of course, Shellac from 1992 to this year. That's right. Only now is the news getting leaked out. If you're a Shellac fan, I'll admit I've never heard. They did a handful of albums. I haven't heard any of them. But he passed away before the new album. There's a new album dropping next week from Shellac, and I'm guessing the last one for them. It's called To All Trains is the name of that album. And then we get to the producer. He liked to call himself a record. What did he call himself? More of an engineer, recording engineer, more than a producer. But this is just some of them. Pixies, PJ Harvey, Jesus Lizard, Bush, Chevelle, Jimmy Page, Robert Plant, Helmet, and others. And then, of course, In 1993, Nirvana's In Utero LP was Albini's, one of his more recognized. Now, I got to admit, I've heard In Utero, but I don't even know if I've got it in my collection right now. I just don't know. Um, so hang on, everybody here. I appreciate the 16 people that are here right now. But before we start letting people up, oh yeah, we will, Jeff. Just give me a couple minutes and I will. William, how are you? And yes, Tom. All right, so we got a goofy title today. As we all know, I like to do little different goofy video titles. So the title of today's video is Paula Deen Chimes on Charlie Brown. So I know you're like, the hell? Well, obviously you guys are going to know the first part. Paula Deen. No, Paula Deen did not make a record. Thank God for that. Toby, what are you doing? By the way, Toby is not in heat anymore. I am very happy to say. You are not going to rip up my autograph pictures. Are you? Oh, do you want to? Hey, you want to come up here? You want to come here? Come here. Come here. Come here. He's sniffing me. Come here. Come on. Come on. Anyways, so Paula Deen, my son met her in Branson. She was doing a book signing or something. And he's an autograph collector like I am. And I just simply said, hey, if you manage to hit better, it'd be a Buddha record. It'd be yes, not sponsored by Land O'Lakes. But so I know you can't see very well, but she signed that extra for me. So I'm like, fine. Thank you very much, Mike. So that's the Paula Deen part. Now, I know next you're saying, well, Chimes on Charlie Brown. So I had a fun trip. Isn't it nice when you can have fun trips sometimes to towns that maybe you haven't been to for quite a while, and you go and meet family and have a nice breakfast? So if you'll permit me, I want to tell you, you know how we all have bad days from time to time? Well, so can businesses. And I felt very bad for this business. And I'm going to call them out, not to berate them, not to complain, actually. They just were having a bad day, and they took it like a champ, like a video vamp. And that's Cubs Cafe in Monette, Missouri. So my son and I, we were scheduled to get over there. He was driving from the Nixa Ozark Republic area, and I'm coming, of course, from Northwest Arkansas here. And so I get there a few minutes beforehand, right? So first thing I noticed, there's three things that happened in that place. Number one, the credit debit machine went down. Minutes before I got there, it went down. And I'm like, oh, this could, I had cash, but this might have been a problem for Mike. He brought my granddaughter. But that got fixed shortly into breakfast. Number two, the bathrooms were shut down. I'm like, what's the deal with this? And they're like, well, there was something happened in the last 5-10 years. Look, see, Toby's trying to photobomb the video. And we're hoping that the plumber is going to be able to show up beforehand, which of course he never did. He never showed up while we were there. Then my son and my granddaughter arrive, and just as they're getting to my table, the waitress comes up and says, I hate to tell you this, but we have to shut down the breakfast buffet. Now, that's half I'm a fat man, and I really like food, especially good food, okay? Who doesn't like good food? And I said, I was calm. I wasn't being a bastard. I just simply said, well, that was 50% of the reason why we came up here. So even though they just shut it off and it was still between warm and hot, they gave it to us for 50% off. Yeah. And it was good. None of us got sick. We ended up having nice portions. I will be going back to Cubs Cafe eventually because it was a neat place. The service was great. Everything stayed on top there. So Monette, Missouri, we go off and there's a handful of resale shops. All right, and of course, Psycho is going to go to the resale shop, antique flea markety thing, right? Always looking for the vinyl. There was a couple things I found that kind of made me cringe a little, and I was just like, "Ugh," and I'll explain in a minute. But so my granddaughter, her nap time was coming, so we only visited together two. Okay, and I'll show you that in a minute too. What I found in the first one. Didn't find I found stuff in the second one, but it was either too highly priced, no price, or it was damaged at least a little bit. I was just like, I almost bought it, but then I saw that it was a 1964 Sun record from Billy Adams, and I love me some Sun records. In fact, if I had the money, like if I was told, okay, we'll give you X amount of dollars, but you can only spend it on records from certain labels. Sun would be one of them, but I only would want the 1951 to 1966s. So that'd be 15 years worth of Sun singles. In that original run, they barely made any albums. They were more of a single seller. So, but there was a Billy Adams, and I was like, $4, huh? I said, I don't know, we'll see. And then I saw it had an edge warp, which really, I'm like, well, sealed the deal. I wasn't going to get it. But then I go to the fourth place, the last place in town. I walk in there and it's very quiet, but it's very big. And the first thing I see, hundreds and I'm not exaggerating, hundreds and hundreds of albums. I'm like, oh my God. A couple hundred, I would say about between 200 and 250 45s, and even about 50 78. And I'm just like, let's take a little look. I got vinyl burnout. Have you ever gotten vinyl burnout when you're crate digging, or like you've gone through so much that your senses just say, cannot do it anymore for today? That's happened to me a handful of times. It happened to me here, but it was just after I finished looking at the 45s, okay? So, Paula Deen, Chimes on Charlie Brown. From 1960, very clean copy of this. A doo-wop group East Coast called the Chimes with Summer Night on Tag Records. Not too shabby. They made a handful on Tag. Now, on the other side here, of course, I like to go back in time and go to A.E. Harris in Stockton, Missouri, and go, hey, what the hell's the deal with putting the label on it? But that's Paula Deen Chimes. We'll get to the On Charlie Brown in a minute. Other stuff here I picked up. This was a goofy label, Shady Brook / State Records from the late 70s. A 45 from a band called Delegation. I don't know who they are. Buddy Knox, Mr. Party Doll himself. But this time here, you got Lovey Dovey and I Got You. So then I found a teensy bit of Northern Soul. Yeah, I love me some Northern Soul. Sonny Charles and the Checkmates on A&M. It is a Phil Spector production from 1969. Yes. I've found this 45 before, and they wanted ridiculous prices for this thing. 50 cents a piece, by the way, for these 45s. Couldn't screw this up if I tried. Hey, Kimba. Oh, is it? Thank you. I haven't had a chance to listen to it yet. I'm glad I found it then. Everybody's doing the welcoming committee. We're almost done on this. And then This one's a little worn. This is going to need some cleaning. Um, Mickey Lee Lane on Swan. Shaggy Dog with the good old Don't Drop Out on that. And then lastly, this one I haven't played yet, but it sure does look interesting to me. On ABC Dunhill, a cover of Who Do You Love, that good old blues classic. And I know you almost can't tell on this side, but the Woolies. I never heard of the Woolies, but I can't wait to catch and clean this up and listen to it. It just simply says a Sunshine's production. I'm trying to get hints off of the label, but I don't have anything. So who do you love? So we get to the final title. Paula Deen chimes on Charlie Brown. Now, I don't know about you guys, but when I was a kid, which of course my brain, I act like a 12-year-old anyway. But when I was a kid, I had some of these, okay? I'm trying to see if I could find a year marker. Okay, 1980. So wait a minute, why would I have these if I'm 12, 13 years? Probably just because I liked Peanuts, okay? But I found it's a mystery, Charlie Brown. It is a read-along book and record. Now get this. They had about a couple of these. This was the only one that wasn't scratched to holy hell. 50 cents for this. And I'm like, how neat. I've got grandkids. When like Ethan gets to learn how to read, we're going to play this so he can have some fun. Now, I know I've controlled 22 minutes of the proceedings. And you know what? It seems to me that it's time to put up an invite. Now, so as we know, I have some more kind of sort of finds I'll show you in a little bit. CD and DVD related. But as you guys know, I'm my own person. Now, I'm only going to mention this once. That's it. I'm not even going to mention the name. Did you see Rachel's Ghost today? I was on it. So was about 7, 8 other people. If you weren't, I don't know, catch the last 30 minutes of the show and you're going to see what I'm talking about. I'll just say this. I choose to have whoever I want to have on my show, as long as everybody behaves themselves. Now, saying that, I like a little misbehaving. No, we're not talking the Broadway musical. But what we are going to have up in a minute is an all-around funny girl. She's an awesome lady. She also likes to write fan fiction and was the previous author of the Monkey. Oh, God, the Monkey. She's going, oh, shit. I can't believe it. Previous story, Monkees fan fiction about Davy Jones called Going Down. Ladies and gentlemen, Beetle Babe.
That's the best intro I think I've ever gotten. Oh, man. I was not expecting that. I had already forgotten about it since this morning.
Well, that's because you were busy with Melissa and listening to Barbra Streisand singing pot. Oh, look, see, exactly. So you got the playbill, huh? Yeah, hang on a minute. We'll put that up there.
Yeah.
You know, it's been a long time since I've seen one of those, actually.
It's been a while since I've seen one, too. This is the first live anything I have gone to since the pandemic happened. So, and this was completely spur of the moment, unplanned, but I heard on the news this morning, the local news, that it's Bay Area Theater Week, and you can get tickets to pretty much any show for like $20 or less. And I was like, really? I wonder if Funny Girl's one of them. Because I've been seeing the commercials for weeks. I'm like, I wish I could go to that, but I don't have the money for it. But I was able to score a last minute seat. $14. $14.
See, you and my friend Scott from Illinois, you two would just have at it with the matinees.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
he's got, if I remember correct, I could be wrong on this. And he'll tell me later, late in the weekend, he got I think he got matinee seats to Beetlejuice the musical.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, nice.
In Chicago. I'm not sure. I'm going to take a guess. Maybe the Schubert. Schubert used to do a lot of stuff. That's the only time I ever got to go. And don't ask me what it was. It was a school field trip in the 70s. I cannot even begin to tell you what the hell we saw at the Schubert. And hi, Dave. How you doing? You watched it on replay, huh? You said you're only being up here for a minute because I'd say come on up, but it looks like you're saying checking if wait a minute. George Borden's having one tonight? George Borden. Ladies and gentlemen, our next guest, I'm telling you, he's not a first-timer anymore. He's not a virgin into this live stream. He is now a little experienced, but, is he as experienced as Jimi Hendrix? We don't know this. That will always be an unknown factor. This guy, you know what? I barely have known him, but I love him. This guy's great. And he made all of us laugh. Ladies and gentlemen, Jeff Allen arrives to the show. I said Jeff Allen. Okay.
Where am I? There I am.
Shame on the computer.
But man, this was so great. I mean, the chick who is playing the lead in this, like, if you closed your eyes, dead on, it sounded exactly like Streisand. I kept getting goosebumps over and over and over. I was like, wow, they did this right.
That's my ex-wife and her mom's favorite musical.
Oh, see, like, not counting Liza musicals, this is one of my favorite non-Liza musicals. So I wanted to see it really badly live at least once. So now I can check that off the list. So.
Right.
There you go. Ivan, so
Yvonne.
are you saying, Ivan, that Phil Collins might be doing a stream tonight too? I don't understand why. Usually Wednesdays is a very quiet. I used to be one of the few that would do on Wednesday
sometimes
nights.
I would do them on Wednesdays too because nobody's doing them.
Yeah, it's like now everybody's just I mean, it doesn't matter, everybody's got to the piece of the pie.
Hey, you were asking about that cover by the Woolies.
Yes.
Woolies, they were a garage band in the 60s from Michigan.
Oh, kick ass. I can't wait to listen to this.
Their version of Who Do You Love is awesome.
Yeah. I must have done good. But like I said, it was half. It almost could have been out of a horror movie when I stepped into this place. The lighting was really bad, but I'm sitting here. And even though, thank God, I only had the sunlight from the door because, like I said, it was like as soon as I saw him walking, but like the overhead, it was like mostly dark, and I'm just sitting there and I'm like, I'm using my phone at times to try to catch the labels. I'm going, oh God.
No shame. I've totally done the same.
Been there. Yep.
What's your fave example, woman or ma'am? I'm a little confused, sir. Can you enlighten me? I mean, I'm tired. I'm still working on another cup of coffee. Enlighten me, please.
Is it like when I moved to the South and they call it soda and not pop?
Oh God, this still bothers me hearing people call it pop. It bothers me so much.
But I don't want to pop. I want to Shasta.
Oh, Shasta.
God, this is dangerous. I have to not buy another box of these, like the Baja Blasts. Like, I had never had one before. My sister's been needling me since last summer. I bought a box last summer. She took off with it. So this time I bought them and didn't tell her till after I opened it yesterday, and I liked it so much I downed 2 of them back to back at 3 a.m. Don't ask, I don't know, but like.
I remember when you could only get that stuff at Taco Bell.
That's right.
I'm getting to that. So then I do tell her about the 2 I had at 3 a.m. She's like, so today it's happy hour at Taco Bell. We could get a Baja Blast for real for $1. I'm like, would it be really overboard if I did that too? She's like, probably, but I mean, I was going to take you to Starbucks on top of this anyway. So I was like, wait. So you're telling me I've had 2 Mountain Dews. We're also going to have a Baja Blast. We're also going to go to Starbucks. She was like, oh, by the way, it's also sale day at Wendy's if you want to try the orange creamsicle frosty. I'm like, what are you doing to each other? Be killed.
Do it. Those are magical.
I did all of them yesterday, and I'm just like, I'm going to regret this later. But and right now, I'm loving it. But I will be mad the next time I step on the scale, and I will blame her. So, I mean, hey, she imbibed in all of it too, and she's supposed to be on a wedding diet. So.
Well, hey.
Oops.
But she's 14 years younger. She still has the metabolism that can handle it. So.
Let's dress out a little bit. Who cares?
Exactly.
Right. Come on, man.
It's like, once in a while, I gotta go all up.
That's right. Let's see here. So we have Beetle Babe is pop at Rachel's stream. More drama at George's stream?
What's happening at George's? Is William acting up? So I heard there was drama with him at George's.
Like I said, I've said this, but a certain person who I will not name, rent free in their head, but he hasn't done anything wrong to me.
He hasn't to me either. But I'm just like, wait, is this the drama? Because I'm like, George seems pretty damn chill. So
he can be. He can be. I mean, I've seen him only a couple times go off. Most of the time, he's pretty chill. So yeah.
This is why I hate to have just jumped there, but I'm like, it's what my mind goes to. So I'm like, given recent events.
Right. The only drama that I like is the 1980 album from Yes. That's the only drama I like.
Hey, I finally found something on YouTube that I've been looking for a while.
What's that?
I wanted to see a reaction video to the song I Could Be Good For You by 707.
Okay.
Ooh.
And I finally found one. Some guy from like Tennessee. He looks like a cowboy, and he's reacting to the song. I'm like, yes.
Did he at least wear a hat?
I can't remember. I think he did. Yep.
I just got a new one the other day, so bravo.
Nice.
Yep.
Kevin Chalfant and Company for 707.
I got American Boots too. For why? I don't know.
See, we'll have to see the get-up soon.
I mean, the boots are right under the desk. So I mean, I grab them. I mean, they're cute.
Whose boots are the table
The boots
under?
are cute. The boots are cute.
Yeah.
I know, but I gotta see the feet now.
Oh, shut up!
Oh.
Too soon.
And then
Beetle Babe, professional foot model.
No.
Hey.
But,
I have ugly feet. Nobody wants that.
That's why I can understand why this blew up. So do I. I was like, no one wants to see that.
Whatever. 6 one way.
Now my left foot is missing my pinky toe. So I was thinking about getting a tattoo of a wooden sign.
Yeah.
Says, this little piggy went to market.
It's pretty cute. It's pretty cute.
Nice. Look at that.
And then there's another band you can put on it instead. It's just nice.
See, you got a nice ensemble. Now you need where's the excuse that you're going to wear all that stuff to?
I grew up on a horse ranch, my dude.
Oh.
She's going to Gillies.
Might as well. Might as well.
Sissy.
What was that?
Sissy. Forget it. You never seen Urban Cowboy? Really?
I have. I was trying not to choke on my own spit.
That was one of those movies back in the 80s that was on Showtime.
All the time.
Like every day on summer vacation. So, whatever.
I mean, TCM still shows it a lot, to be fair. Especially during summer, so.
Okay. It's been a long time since I saw Urban Cowboy.
Same, actually. It's probably been like 3 or 4 years, so.
Yep, it was that and Splash.
Nice.
Mm.
God, apparently, according to my mom, I was obsessed with Splash when I was super little. I don't remember being obsessed with it, but she's like, oh, no. You felt the need to reenact the mermaid noise all the damn time and drove me nuts with it. I'm like, sorry.
Hey, anybody here from Penthouse? No? And we ain't talking.
Oh, boy.
I love Jerry Candy. Oh, my God. So what was the Charlie Brown connection? Did I miss it?
You missed it.
Oh.
It's a 1980 book with record.
Oh, cool. I love those.
Yeah, right. And then
I got a couple of G.I. Joe ones, and I got a $6 million Man.
Sure.
Oh,
hey, listen,
man.
does it go in the proper place?
No, actually, these were all sealed.
Oh,
I got them.
So we will never know.
Nope. I listened to them both, and I thought they were fantastic.
Nice. I did come across another Care Bear album that I never saw before.
I didn't know the Care Bears had albums.
So here's the thing, right? So my late wife Jessica was a huge Care Bear fan.
Aww.
If you saw some of my more older videos, I mean, way back, I used to do my shows. This live stream didn't happen yet, so these would all be taped shows, and I would do them in her office, and it had Care Bear curtains. Okay,
oh, wow.
So people that quote about the Care Bear curtains remember because they saw it that long ago. Joe's one of them that actually remembers the Care Bear curtains, and so once in a while, when I used to be over in the kitchen, I would go and get one of those original curtains, which was really a big blanket, and drape it behind, and so that it could hang. Yeah. So, but yeah, so the thing is with Care Bear stuff, at least in the 80s, all right, they made several albums, but here's the goofy thing. So most of the material was done by Mark Volman and Howard Kalin, aka the Turtles. Okay. And I think only 2 songs, John Sebastian was involved.
Really?
Yeah,
no
on Kitty
idea.
albums. Well,
wow.
what was it? There was another band. Oh my God, The Last Unicorn. America does the whole soundtrack.
Oh my
back
God.
in the late 70s. Yeah.
Again, have no idea.
Oh boy, Dave.
That was my late brother's favorite band, was America.
Oh.
They were good in the 70s. Hi Nick, how you doing?
He would name off all these songs I'd never heard before. I'm like, what? What is that? But now I'm driving along, and I have 70s on 7 on. Right. Every time I'm in the car, an America song comes on. I go, okay, Scott's here. Okay.
That's how I would take that too.
Yeah, I'm like, okay. And he was a big fan of Gary Lewis and the Playboys. So every time they're on 60s on 6, I say the same thing. Like, damn, he knows when I'm here.
How you doing,
Apparently.
George? Excellent channel, George.
But yeah, fun fact with the Care Bears, my original bedroom in my in the house I grew up in, I had Care Bears wallpaper in there. On 2 of the walls, the other 2 were yellow because my parents didn't know if they were having a boy or a girl with me, so they went with a neutral color. So yellow on 2 walls, Care Bears on the other 2, and that never got swapped out. So in my early YouTube days, I made a point of not filming in there because I was like, I can't. I literally cannot. So I went into like the add-on edition, like when I had to start sharing a room, I would film in there off to like one weird side. And everybody's like, damn, your room's tiny. I'm like, it's actually not. I just can't show you the other part of it for reasons.
Cool.
Oh. But
my daughter was into Powerpuff Girls.
Oh, I still love Powerpuff Girls. No shame there.
Oh my gosh.
I was in my teens, like I was in high school when Powerpuff Girls came out, and I still loved it, and I will not apologize for it.
That and what was the big movie? Oh, the reboot of Josie and the Pussycats.
Oh my God, me too. Yes.
So my son this year for Christmas bought my daughter the soundtrack album on vinyl.
Oh, that's so
And
sweet.
Oh,
so
okay.
she started crying and stuff. She goes, I love this. I'm like, oh man.
See,
I'm
I had
actually
forgotten all about that movie until there was like this VH1 thing, or not VH1, Access TV does like those top 10 lists, like different themed things, and this one was like movies made out of different things, and this one had Josie and the Pussycats fairly high up on it, and I was really surprised by that it even made it in. I was like, oh my God, I forgot all about that movie. Holy shit, this was
I
like
know.
me, like
And
year of high school. I was obsessed with that thing.
and we probably all remember the original cartoon.
Yep.
Like, oh my gosh.
I'm looking for that album. Actually, I've never found a copy of it, and that's where Cheryl Ladd and Patrice Holloway got their start. Was Josie and the
Really?
Pussycats? Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
An
An angel was a pussycat before she was an angel.
See, I didn't know. Wow.
See the
Okay.
stupid things you'll learn on my show?
I wouldn't call it stupid. I like that kind of stuff.
I'm a sucker for I'm like, well, I don't know. Would you call that the cartoon stuff kind of bubblegummy back in the day, I guess? Maybe a little more
Oh,
cross between soul and bubblegummy. I don't know.
Eh,
it's
I have
fun
a
either way.
Yeah, I have a weakness for bubblegum music too.
Me too.
You should see some of the stuff I've got in the oh God.
that's like me too. My daughter was over the weekend, and she's like, "Let's go through your vinyl, see if I can take anything home." I went, "Oh, okay." So we're going through, and she goes, "Oh, I didn't know you had this." I went, "Yeah, I bought that. I got that off of Discogs, and it was sealed when I got it. It was the original soundtrack from the Fat Albert cartoon."
Really?
Nice. Now I
Yep.
know what you're talking about. That's kind of funny because I came across that, but it was so
Oh,
stomped on like an elephant. I said nope, and they wanted like 15 bucks. I'm like bullshit. I ain't spending $15 on a stomped on record.
I think I paid 25 for it,
Wow.
Now
but
I
it was
will
sealed, and that's
sure.
Oh, okay. For sealed, I mean, that's pretty good,
Yeah.
actually.
you get
Yeah.
all the songs like "There's no fool like a fool playing hooky."
Oh God, that's funny. I remember that.
Awesome. They got a picture of the guy who actually sings the stuff on the back cover.
Oh, nice.
So,
I'm like, I was always wondering what he looked like.
Hmm.
Oh, okay.
Speaking of that kind of stuff, though, I will tell you what was a pleasant surprise when it comes to those cartoon albums. The Harlem Globetrotters. If you've never come across that album, it is actually really good. It is, if you're a fan of doo-wop and R&B, there is many different band members from many different old 50s and 60s. There's Speedo from the Cadillacs. He's there. There's one of the original Platters is there. There's several other ones. Meadowlark Lemon shows up for one song on that whole album, but it's a trick cover. You open it up and like this basketball comes forward. It's kind of neat. It's kind of neat.
I have the cartoons.
Yeah. Oh,
I got
yeah.
those at Walmart for like 25 bucks.
like, I remember Cartoon Network used to air those, like, in the 90s, early 2000s. They were still showing those. And then no one talks about them anymore. I'm like, huh, that's weird.
And of course, the Oscar-winning movie, The Harlem Globetrotters Visit Gilligan's Island.
Wait, are you kidding me? That's a thing?
I didn't see that one.
I need to find
it. Yep, you better. It's amusing. Let's face it. It's got Gilligan's Island. Come on, you know this is going to be dumb. I mean, if the Harlem Globetrotters could get off the goddamn island, but yet those castaways can't.
Right.
There's somebody for the professor. Obviously, must not be the smartest guy in the bunch,
right?
Because they spent 14 years on that damn island.
He could make a radio out of coconuts, but he couldn't fix a hole in a boat.
Right.
Really? Come on.
I remember what was it? So it went 64 to 67. I saw the pilot. They didn't put the pilot out till years and years later. I saw it on YouTube, and I'm so glad they didn't go with what the pilot was. It only was half the original cast. And so then after that, though, you don't hear diddly squat for 10 years. And they go off and have that reunion movie, which was everybody but Tina Louise. They always had to get somebody to do her part. And if I remember correctly, I want to say the first movie, they get off the island and they get home, and to celebrate, they go on a
Go on a
I
3-hour tour.
remember this
and
actually.
end up on the damn island again. And I'm like, that's dumb. There is
I feel
no
like I've
way in
seen this
hell.
actually.
There's no way in hell I would have got on that. I'm like,
Right.
nope, no, I will never be on a boat again.
Yeah.
But then, when they finally get to when they really get off the island, really thanks to Gilligan and his screw up, for once it paid off. They had the culture shock. They're sitting here and they're like, they were talking President Kennedy. Oh, no, no, no. You're talking 1979. So you got all of this and they're all just going, what the hell,
Right.
And the only one that was still rich was Thurston and his wife, because he had all that money. So what happens? They none of the rest of them know how to acclimate. And that's why the Howells buy the island, because they find out where the island is, which was so close to Hawaii. It was like 30 miles away. I mean, could you imagine that? You're like, all those years, 30 miles away from Hawaii, and everyone misses you. And so they went to the island, bought the damn island, bought the resort, and they worked on it for the rest of their damn lives. At least they could fly in and out when they wanted to.
That's ridiculous.
And yes, I was a Mary Ann fan.
I was a Ginger fan, so.
No, you wanted to get with Ginger, but you wanted to have a relationship and get married to Mary Ann.
That's fair.
Because Ginger was, she was hot. Yeah, I give you that. She was, but she couldn't maintain a relationship.
That's true.
She was always looking for the next guy. So I was just like, well, that ain't gonna work with me.
No wonder I went to date with Ginger.
Oh my gosh. So my daughter and I are going through my vinyl, and she's like pulling out all my Monkees stuff. And she goes, when did you get this one? I went, oh, that was my last trip to Michigan. I paid $5 for it. I go, it's mint. She was looking at the vinyl, and she goes, wow, this is mint. She goes, the spindle hole's not even, wow. And I went, front cover. Papa Jean's Blues is misspelled.
Oh my God, really?
Yeah, I got an original mono copy of the first album.
God, that's worth so much money.
I know, and I paid $5 for it. This thing's mint. I'm like, these people don't know what they have. So I was really happy to get that.
Hang on, guys. Keep talking.
I'm just happy to finally have this beefy boy.
There we go.
That just came today. And this thing weighs a literal metric ton, so.
You'll have to.
I haven't opened the shrink yet. I still need to do like an unboxing video with it, but it's like, oh my God, this thing feels like it weighs like 15 friggin' pounds.
Is going mobile on that?
Of course.
What did you get? What? Oh, the Who set you were talking about. Holy crap, that thing's big. That's what she said.
Yeah. I'm just like, this came like literally minutes upon my coming home today. And good damn thing, because apparently this is the first time I've ever seen Amazon want a password upon delivery.
Did you say password?
I see.
Password is.
Give me that damn Who box set postman.
Basically. But yeah, it's like if you try to get it through the Who's website, it's $300. If you get it through Amazon, it's about $180. But with tax, it ends up around $200. I'm like, I'm used to that for the super deluxe sets. That's fine. It's better than freaking $300. Where I was like, nope, not doing that. Tried to beg a copy out of Pete, and he was like, oh, you can buy it like everyone else. I'm like, you suck. You suck.
Vinyl or CD?
I call that a bargain. The best I've ever had. Next, ladies and gentlemen, our next guest has, whether he wants to be or not, a polarizing figure here in the VC. But guess what? He lives rent-free in many people's heads, but not mine. Ladies and gentlemen, William the Flipper.
There he is.
How are you tonight?
We are all golden, sir. How are you?
We're hanging in there. I was kind of hoping to see Paul tonight because I know you said Wednesdays.
Yeah, I have to apologize about last Wednesday. I felt like crap and I just did not want to do. And believe it or not, this Wednesday is kind of the skies have gotten dark. Okay, it's very quiet now. So I'm hoping to be able to at least be on for another hour before. Yeah, sure. God, yeah, I know you're up there. You don't have to remind me with the thunder. But yeah, so we're going to do our best. That's what we always do here.
Yeah, no, that's cool. I didn't mean to like interrupt the
No,
conversation.
you're good. You're good.
No, okay. We're talking about all kinds of.
What do you got?
Yeah, what do you got? Show us something, William. Show us something.
Oh, I showed you everything already. I mean, anything I'm sitting around, I've already showed you.
You know what? Pull something out of the damn thing behind you. Pull 3 records out of there.
What's behind me is all my new stock.
I'll go do it.
I don't want to show you my new stock.
Jeff's coming to your house right now to pull 3 records.
You know what's funny about tonight was
he's gonna have the cops there in no time. Here he comes.
Guess who?
They're funny.
I'm funny looking. It helps.
Yeah, no, we all are a little bit.
I know I am since I left home.
Wow.
My daughter told me I look like Uncle Fester. I'm like, thank you, Gomez.
See, now you just got to get one of those trick light bulbs.
Exactly.
See, you can pull that off.
So, what's new with everyone? I guess I had y'all on my channel a few weeks ago, so it's been a little while since we chatted.
Yeah.
I'll be right back.
Okay. You do that, Jeff. You do that.
So what's new?
Just living the American nightmare.
Yeah, aren't we all, man?
Even though I'm not Cody Rhodes, I'm living the American nightmare.
Yeah, I have been out of the loop as far as wrestling goes. How's Cody Rhodes doing?
He got hurt, I guess, but they think I even saw the match. It was against Carmelo Hayes on TV.
Oh, wow.
And then when he went to Europe and I guess hurt it again. And Drew McIntyre's out too for a while. I'm like, good Lord, these people are all getting all beat up and but I will say this, firstly, I don't care that my audience dropped in half in the last 5 minutes because I'm guessing, like you said, Borden's on, which is weird for a Wednesday. I'm like, he never is on Wednesday. Yeah. But me and my executive producer, who happens to be my Arkansas bestie, Donna Joe Cat Lady, we pulled the trigger on the tickets. Psycho will be making an appearance on June 29th in Jonesboro, Arkansas, ladies and gentlemen. I have never in the 17 years I'm down here have ever even gone to Jonesboro. Why? Which is 4 hours away from me, by the way. Why? Because there is a WrestleFest / wrestling match card. This is going to be an all-day affair. They are having 7 to 8 what I call namers, all WWE. But I can tell you that the top one who I have been looking forward to is Jerry the King Lawler, who just got released yesterday from WWE.
Wow.
Yeah.
How old is Jerry
that guy? Grab my dinner real quick. I'll be right back.
Sure.
How old is Jerry Lawler?
Oh my God, he's got to be probably in his 70s. I think he started wrestling in the mid 70s, actually.
Yeah.
But he's not wrestling. He's not wrestling anymore. He can't do that after that last stroke. But yeah, I mean, I guess he's still got a Legends deal. All the old timers have got a Legends deal. But yeah, so I mean, it's like Lawler's going to be there, and Jimmy Hart's going to be there again. It'll be really funny if he goes again. Hey, baby, how's it going? Because he remembered me the last time. And it'd be like, Jonesboro, huh? Yeah, Jonesboro. And then, let's see, Coco Beware, Ricky Morton, Tommy Rich, a lot of the old schoolers. Yeah. So I'm looking forward to it.
Man, it's amazing some of those guys are even still around.
No kidding, right? Yeah. Do you watch that Dark Side of the Ring on Vice?
I've watched it. Yeah, I
Yeah,
haven't kept up
yeah,
with it, but I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
yeah.
I think I watched. Didn't they do the plane ride from hell episode on that?
Yes,
Yeah.
they did. It's the season finale, I guess, was yesterday, and it was Black Saturday. They were talking about the one time, well, when Vince McMahon came to Georgia Championship Wrestling and bought the
Yeah.
airtime, and
Hmm.
I'm like, oh crap. Wow. I really, not that it really matters. I really deflated. We had when well, let's see, what was it, about 30, 45 minutes ago?
Hmm.
We had like
How
17,
many
18.
did it drop to?
Well, now it's coming back a little bit, but it's got to be a combination of Joe and George. That's all.
Oh, keep it going. Yeah, George. Oh my God, dude. You know what he just said?
George,
I
George,
do
George,
not. But
George.
before you say anything, remember I am neutral Switzerland.
No, I
I
know.
have no beef with George.
I'm not trying to form anyone's opinion. Like, I don't
Okay,
know. I saw that may have been going on with you earlier, but
okay, you did
I
see
mean,
it.
here's the thing. I was supposed to jump on a stream today, but one of the
Hmm.
things he said was after tonight he wasn't going to mention my name, and I'm sorry, you just wrote me off from coming on your stream when you said that. I
No.
mean, I just can't believe the things that come out of people's mouth, and it's like,
Hmm.
what do you expect me to do for you at this point? It's unbelievable.
As I have said, and I will always say, as long as the people here are behaving themselves, I'm not going to have an issue. Now, what you guys do out there is your damn business, all of you. As long as you behave here, because I consider this like my house. Let's say you all are coming over for dinner and drinks and watching a really dumbass movie.
Yeah.
I expect, just like if I'm going to Will's house or Jen's house or Jeff's house, obviously I'm going to respect the individual. Hey, maybe I'll even bring a
Right.
six pack or a nice pizza, and that's it should be reciprocated, and that's all I'm saying. Yes, I know that sometimes, like I said today on that other channel, I said that this reminds me of junior high school.
Mhm.
The only difference is that a lot of us grew up, but
Yeah.
some
Oh, go ahead.
A lot of us act like junior high kids, you
Well,
know.
yeah.
I do in certain situations.
The funny thing is about the VC is I've gotten into it with some trolls who don't show their name or face, and after a few days, sometimes I realize I might be arguing with like a 6-year-old guy, and it really feels like I'm arguing with like a junior high school kid.
You
And
mean
it's
like
Yeah.
Stinky McFartsalon 69?
oh, I
Yeah, I'm just making shit up now. Ow,
no,
ow,
it was more like maybe the UKVC trolls or
Yeah.
or
I have
sometimes
ow.
a feeling
Davey.
that's where you were headed with that.
Yeah. No, yeah, sometimes like, I don't know. I don't want to whatever, but
Piccolina, I met Iron Sheik once. Awesome, awesome son of a bitch. I miss him.
Oh yeah, I got a better one.
Ooh, hang on a minute.
Oh yeah,
Let's make him. Let's make
I
him
got,
big.
I got, I got a better one. No, I was just gonna tell you a story.
Oh,
Uh,
let's make him small.
shoot, I could do that myself.
Yipes.
Anyway, yeah, I just gotta look at me. There you are. But anyway,
I know.
my high school weightlifting teacher
Mhm.
was George Animal Seal.
no shit.
Holy crap,
No
That's
shit.
crazy.
His real name was Jim Myers.
man.
Did he
He
show
was
you his
also our football coach of our
Wow.
varsity football team.
Damn.
did he show you his sweater like,
Oh, it was funny.
Yeah.
We're working on box squats, right?
Yeah.
And so I've got like 200 pounds like on the back side of my neck here, and supposed to do 5 reps, right? And so I'm like on number 3. And I'm trying to come up for number 4. I'm having a hard time doing it. And he comes up behind me. He's like, "Come on, Alan, you can do it. Come on!" I'm like, oh my god, scared the living shit out of me.
That's funny.
Then the last day, right, because the seniors got out. Anyway, so it was the last day that I was going to have him in the classroom. So anyway, he's sitting at his desk in his office, and I went in there and I go, "Hey, Mr. Myers, I got a question." He's like, "What do you want, Alan?" And I'm like, "What do you use to get your tongue green?" He goes, Tic Tacs. If they don't have Tic Tacs, Clarets. I went, okay, all right.
I would have loved to have met that man. I thought he did a really good job in Ed Wood too. I like that movie.
He was just awesome. Then you fast forward years later, my son is a huge wrestling fan, right? And so he got like PlayStation 2, and in this game, George Animal Steel was in his PlayStation 2 game, right? You could play as his character. And I go, oh, Jake, I actually know him. He goes, no, you don't. I can prove it to you, because Jake was a master on the internet, still is, So anyway, I go, look up Jim Myers in Pensacola, Florida. And so he did, and his number was actually there. I called him, and I left, and he did his own voice message, so I left a message for him. Like within 15 minutes, he called me back.
Wow.
And it was awesome because he gets me on the phone. He's like, "Hey, Alan, are you still weak?" I'm like, "Yeah." We both start laughing. I go, Mr. Myers. I go, my son is a huge wrestling fan. He just wants to ask you a few questions. Is that okay? It was, yeah, sure. So I put him on the phone, and Jake talks to him for like 45 minutes on the phone. Mr. Myers didn't have to do that.
Nice.
He's just a great guy.
Well,
but that's my story.
Yeah.
That's a very cool story.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that my little auto repair is not going to cost a lot, because if I can swing it, there's wrestling coming next Saturday, not Saturday, the following Saturday. And I want to take, let's see, my kid's never been to it. My 6-year-old grandson's never been to it. And I'm just like, I want them to go with, because it's nuts. It's crazy.
That'd be really fun for them.
I think so. It's in a hotel. What do you call a hotel? What do you call the damn things? They have conventions in hotel, not rooms.
No, conference rooms.
Yeah, there you go. It's in a very big conference room, and yeah, and it's just like, and it turns out that okay, so when the guy's name is Ivan Warsaw, but that wasn't his name when he was in WWE NXT in 2012 to 2014. But it turned out that after he won the inaugural heavyweight title back about 2 months ago, I go up to congratulate him, and he's like, Walmart, and I'm going, and so he's like, he knew who the hell I was. We were, and I'm just going, and he let me. I have a picture of me and him with that. He let me put the belt over my shoulder. Those things are, well, they're not fake. I'll tell you that right now. And it was really, really cool. He did not have to do that, but we have been yippee-yapping since, because he's talking about trying to actually get, because he pretty much wrestled in Texas, Oklahoma, Arkansas, Missouri. He's got connections to former people too. And so, yeah, I think it'd be really fun, to be honest with you. I'm trying to dig up that photo. Okay, here we go. I'm just going to make myself big for 2 seconds here. I don't know if you could see it because of the glare. Damn glare. Hang on. I don't know. This might be the best you're going to get. But see, and he's got it with that belt. And I thought it was the coolest damn thing. That's only ever happened to me twice.
Wow.
And
Cool.
yeah, I mean, and the last time that happened, it was a small promotion in southern Wisconsin, and they brought in Larry Zbyszko to be the namer, and he was a bad guy. It was a tag team thing, and I'm just like, and I just was like, I was cracking up because of that last match. All right, the good guy gets thrown out. And he's just sitting there, like his face is in the mat, and you just see his arm. His hand is slowly reaching for something. I'm the only one watching this. Everyone else is watching what's going on in here, but I'm like, what's going on? He slowly gets it to his face. And like, he's just like this. Next thing you know, 30 seconds later, he comes back up and he's bleeding
Yep.
from the mouth. And I chuckled to myself. I said, oh God, I know what this is all about. And so they did their little thing, and, they got the small pot, the small heat for it. And next thing you know, though, do I remember the sheik? Yes. I'll tell him and Abdullah the Butcher were insane with the fork. But so the thing is, though, I went up to, his name was Rockin' Randy. I remember this, and I'm like, I just whispered to him, I'm like, sir, I said, you guys put on a good show tonight, but you gotta be a little more discreet on how you're gonna put that blood capsule in your mouth. Because I saw it. I could have been a douche and yelled it out, and I'm like, I'm not going to do that. I'm not the heckler in a magician show that goes off and says, oh, I know how the hell that trick works. It goes like, they'll kick your ass is what they'll do. It's like, shut the hell up. I won't be one of those people.
Cool.
Hey, I'm going to go get a drink real quick. I'll be right back, guys.
Okay. I think me too. You know what? Jen, Jeff, yap about something for a minute or two.
Okay.
That's easy.
All right.
So let's see.
So what have we got today?
What did I watch? Oh, I watched I Was a Teenage Monkey. Remember, hosted by Alan Hunter.
Nice.
I'm like, boy, does that bring back memories. Oh my
Oh,
gosh.
I bet it does.
Oh. Because when they announced the tour, they announced the Detroit date.
Yeah.
And so me and my brother camped out all night long.
Oh.
With all these huge Monkey fans, and who knew?
Right.
This one guy had his huge ghetto blaster, and he was like playing every damn song that these guys made.
Man, that's awesome though.
And a lot of them we didn't know at the time. So I'm like, what is this? Really? Wow.
Like they dug deep for those.
Oh yeah, they sure did. But man, that was just 1986.
That was all of a year before.
That was fun.
All right.
Yeah, I wish I could have seen him that tour.
What were you guys just chatting about?
Just the Monkees.
1986.
Ah.
That was my first favorite band. I'm too old to remember that point in my life, but
No, the Beatles were my fave. The Monkees were a close second.
yeah, it's
Yep.
kind of like what it was for me growing up.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. But my daughter brought me some vinyl when she came for her visit.
Oh, nice.
Oh yeah. These were just, I'm like, wow. Because truth be told, I'm a Partridge Family fan.
Nice.
So
Oh, okay. Oh, with the shrink and the sticker too.
yep. And it's got the David Cassidy book cover.
Oh, okay.
So that was really good, that gift. Let's see if I can find the book cover. Oh yeah.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
Yep. And there he is.
Nothing says early 70s like a David Cassidy book cover.
Then she got me this one.
Oh, yeah, okay. Wow.
Still in the shrink and still got the sticker.
I don't think I've seen
Nice.
that one before.
Oh yeah. So I think I pretty much got most of them because I bought a couple times I was in Michigan. My brother and I go to record stores. Because of course I had to get a shopping bag.
Oh, sure.
Right.
But it didn't have the shopping bag in it. But my best friend in Michigan found it in his attic and sent me the bag.
Nice.
So now it's got the shopping bag in it too.
So a nice complete set.
Yep. So we went to a Goodwill, and
All right.
I wish it had the Christmas card that was on it, but it doesn't.
Yeah, I did at one point, and I cannot remember who I gave it to. I did give it to a friend of mine. It's a neat little card too.
Yep. So I got that one there.
Nice. Now it looks like is the 3 holes really punched through?
Yes.
Then you have a first press. That's good.
Yep.
Because they didn't do that on the whole run. They only did it for like the first year or so.
Really?
I didn't know that either.
That's what I'm told, because then after that, what the cover looks like is you still see the holes, but it's, drawn into the cover.
And
Now there's one you don't see that much at all, is that one.
no, so that was cool to get that. So
Very.
I don't know if I'm missing any of them or not.
Hmm.
I also have At Home with the Greatest Hits.
Sounds like you got all of it, at least the U.S.
Yep, I think I got most of
You
it.
did good. You did real good there with your partridge. Now you can come along and get happy about it. Yes.
Hey, Jen, I didn't show you this one, but
Let's
remember
see it.
the Monkees Japanese imports?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Let's see if I can get it.
Lifted a teeny bit
nice.
higher for reasons. Lifted
Nice.
a teeny bit higher. A little higher. Thank you.
I know why you said that now, Jen. Even I just figured that out. I'm not going to say, but you detectives out there in the peanut gallery know why she said that.
That's one of those greatest hits that I got.
That's the photo where it looks like Ned shoved an armadillo down his pants. So I was like, come on, we got to see the whole thing.
And I got this one.
And there's more.
Oh, yeah. Do you guys remember this picture disc?
Oh, I've got that.
Yes.
Yep.
Now, Jeff,
B-side?
there's 2 versions of that picture disc, and there's
Yeah.
differences on them. With the first original 82 has got a little bit different mixes than the reissue 86, because Rhino reissued it out, but for whatever reason, if I remember correctly, there was a unique mix of Star Collector and something else. So you have to look in the matrix. That's the clue as to
Oh, okay.
figuring out which one you got.
Okay, but it came just like that.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yep, that's exactly what mine looks like.
I love all those picture discs from Rhino back in the 80s. They were so great.
I know. I wish they would bring that back.
Oh, but I got one more.
Yeah.
My son, I told him about this, because he's like, "What do you want for Christmas?" And I said, there's a Three Stooges album where it's like, the Three Stooges and six funny bone stories where they meet like Cinderella and they do all these. But anyway, so I go look for that and see if you can find it. Well, he found it.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Well, look at you on Peter Pan Records too, for that matter.
And it's mint. They land. They're in a time machine. They end up landing in a field, with all these animals. So you hear moo. You hear Shirley Joe's like, "Hey, chocolate milk."
Oh my God.
That's fantastic.
But yeah, the next time I go up to South Central Missouri, there's a honey hole. I said honey hole of vinyl stuff, and
whatever gets you to the night.
That's all right. It's all right.
Yeah.
But he had a copy of the Three Stooges on Rhino on picture disc, and it's that album that you showed. Yeah.
Cool.
So it's like it's great. 2 great pictures. It was you'd think they would have gone the old school way. No, they went with the Mo, Larry, Curly Joe pictures, and it was a nice picture disc, very colorful.
Cool. I love the Stooges. Love them.
Yes.
The Stooges or the Three Stooges?
Both.
No, I love the Stooges too because I'm from Michigan, so it's kind of like in our DNA.
You know what I thought was neat is I got this coworker. He's in his early 20s, and most of the time he likes like super hard metal, okay? But he went
Right.
off and he goes, I tripped on something and I'm digging it. And he shows me and it says Stooges Funhouse. I'm going. I'm like,
Yeah.
you see the light now, huh, Fabian? You see the light.
There, I grabbed a record for you.
Oh, hang on a
Yeah.
minute. And oh, hey, I'm trying to get you.
Nice.
I keep forgetting I have to double click. See? Yes, 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 yes. I have never come across a copy of that album. I came across the copy of the other one.
The OG?
Yes. It wasn't in the best of shape, but I'm like, I pulled the trigger on that sucker along with, let's see, what else? I pulled an MC5 at the same sale too. Wasn't in the best of shape, but it was their first album.
The OG?
No, no. It's it shows the three of them on the cover.
The first one? Or are you thinking of
It was an original album, but it shows the three of them. I can't remember what it's called. That's all right. Don't worry about it.
It's all good.
I do know though, a couple years back, I tripped on this bootleg, and
Yeah.
it was autographed by James Williamson from that band, and I was just like, the guy told me the story, and I was like, cool. If I ever find it, I'll show it.
Yeah. No, it was really kind of a whole new band in a way when they added James Williamson.
Yeah.
I mean,
Based on what I heard, yes.
yeah, because the Stooges really were like they were just kind of a group of friends. And then I think there was like basically like a 2-year split or something between this record and Raw Power. And so that would have been the time when Iggy Pop met
Yes, I do.
James Williamson. I'm sorry, what?
Sorry.
Somebody asked a question. I just wanted to hurry up and answer.
Okay. Yeah, so and then it became like, I don't know, in a way it was a different sound. I've said before, like, what if the Stooges recorded Raw Power on Elektra? Because I thought Elektra was mastering those records great. And that was a funny thing. I've said this a lot too, is mastering of punk records wasn't so great back then. So, it just really depends on what pressing plants were controlling it. Like Pittman and Terre Haute were always good for quality control. Not always, but I mean, that was a thing. I think adding James Williamson because it was a new guitar tone, and then you also had what's his name on bass, Ron Ashton playing bass on the record. So, and then it's on Columbia instead of Elektra. So, I mean, a whole lot of I mean, for the same band essentially, not too much different, but great record. I mean, I still think even cleaning it up, Raw Power for some reason wasn't as good to me as this. This is my favorite Stooges, but Raw Power still a great record.
Who produced that first one on Elektra?
The first Stooges on Elektra was produced by shit. I'm
gonna call it the Chairmaster. I sit down and get up. Sit down and get up.
I'm sorry, it's John Cale by Velvet Underground. I should have known that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know that either. So
no, I should have known that because the Vinyl Me Please, speaking of, because we were just talking all about them, did their other John Cale alternate mix, which I could even have around here and show you, but God, I just don't have I know I have the, you know what? My Iggy and Stooges box is right over there. Let me
go ahead.
Yeah.
Do your thing. That's one thing, though. Speaking of VU, I have only ever come across one album, one original. That's it, and that was Loaded.
Talk about the Stooges instead of VC drama bullshit. So, yeah, no, I got a few OGs of that. Funhouse, and then a couple OGs of the first one.
Nice.
This is an OG without the jacket that I got from a local shop, but yep, Raw Power.
What a picture.
Yeah, this is Netherlands press, and I got this because the first pressings of this US shitty. And like there's even stories of like I think there's a story of Ron Asheton throwing it out like a frisbee or something.
Oh boy.
Because he was so pissed off at the quality. But then I ordered this. This is like pandemic when I just was doing pretty well, I would say. And I was like, I wanted another OG press of this different country. And I ordered this Netherlands. There really hasn't been an amazing press of this record. I mean, you can listen to it. It is a great record. It's groundbreaking. And they sure were pushing the envelope as far as, harder rock and into punk. I mean, that was the thing. It wasn't quite punk at this point in time. But I mean, the other thing, David Bowie produced this record, and that
Nice.
That I've always, that's why this isn't my favorite one for some reason. David Bowie would have been David Bowie also, Lust for Life.
Okay.
Or wait, this was yeah, of course. I'm sorry. And then The Idiot, of course, which I do have laying around here. So, okay, anyway, first, before I get into everything, this is that Vinyl Me Please. And I'm going to voice my opinion on Vinyl Me Please. Never been a huge fan. I think it's a little bit over the top. I think like their Obi strips are a little, it's just overdone and they add too much. The thing with the Vinyl Me Please, whenever I open it up, play it, and enjoy it, putting it back together is such a chore. And I just end up, maybe just sliding some of the inserts into the cover and then keeping the vinyl separate from everything. This is a good mix. I don't have a very great opinion of this mix compared to the original, but no, good to have. I think upon I did only listen to it one time. Upon listening to it, I just felt like I don't know that I ever really need to get this out so much. It's my honest opinion. But yeah, no, they would come up with these like little, Obi strips, and then God, the other thing that they had with these is they would put mixed drink. I mean, and I don't know about all of them, but they would do like I think like little funny things. I think it's a little gimmicky. And I mean, there was that, I don't know. I was watching Rachel's Ghost the other day. You may have been on that. But that controversy and outsourcing the funds to another agenda. You gotta wonder. I mean, it definitely made me happy that I never subscribed to VMP, but.
I've heard mixed results.
Well, I have right here. I have that. So, God, the only two VMP releases that I ever bought and they're sitting right next to me, ironically enough, is that Wu-Tang Enter the 36 Chambers. This is a 2 LP. Yeah, you know what's up. And I just had to have a 2 LP, and it's not bad, but it's like quality control on this. This was good. This Stooges was good. But I have heard lots of pops and clicks, and then I almost did the Vinyl Me Parton, they call it, Dolly Parton, and I was thinking that might be just cool, just because they're not going to do a lot of those pressings, and then you do get a copy of the first Dolly Parton record, which is rare as hell. But then it was $400, and I was like, God, I couldn't. I mean, I have so many Dolly records anyway; they're so easy to find.
Yeah.
I just couldn't bring myself to do it, and I'm glad I didn't, especially hearing about this controversy. Sure, good thing that I didn't get involved with VMP. Anyway, didn't mean to get off track and start not talking.
Nope, it's all good.
Yeah, because I have this too, and that was the thing. I think this was sort of like the punk rock Mick and Keith, maybe. So, it was kind of a duo. They became like this was a better pair than like maybe Bowie and Iggy, and that was the thing. Bowie's albums with Iggy never really. Sorry, I feel like on the spot when you put me on there, but no, I don't know. I always thought Bowie and Iggy Pop was a weird mix. And,
no kidding, right?
Yeah, and the funny thing about those songs from Raw Power is like this is TVI. And there's just a lot of Iggy comps and a lot of Iggy live albums where they try to do those songs all over again and try and make better versions of it. And I mean, it's just one of those records, punk records that I don't think they ever made a version of it that they were happy with. I think it said that the same thing about LAMF by Johnny Thunders. It's just like, punk mastering back then wasn't all there, and that's almost to its advantage, because I don't think punk is really meant to be a polished sound. But yeah, no, Stooges is one of my all-time favorite bands. And then just to illustrate how hell-bent I was on a really solid press, This Is the Idiot, which have to have a copy of this. This Bowie, this is a great Bowie collab, I would say. Different than the Stooges. It's not. I wouldn't call this punk, or I don't know what you would call it, but it's just that glam. I would say it probably is going to fit better in with the glam era of the 70s. But and speaking of which, that you would very much probably call this glam, and just the nature of Iggy was into that sort of makeup kind of stuff.
Sure.
Yeah, no, I got a couple US pressings of this too, and couldn't make up my mind. And then also do have, this would be the 2 LP, which does feature, I haven't even opened this, but it does feature the 97 Iggy mix, which is pretty it's pretty blistering.
Nice.
97 mix. So I mean, it's good that they finished it, but I'm one of those guys. It's like, you record an album once. I mean, you make it once, but then I guess it just gives the record industry an excuse to sell you something. So, anyways,
Iggy didn't land in my universe until he, for some reason, one of his videos was on Headbangers Ball back in the, I think it was off. I hope I'm going to get this right. I think it was the Brick by Brick album. Cold Metal was the song, and I was just going, I can dig this, and I'm like, who the hell is this guy? Iggy Pop. I'm like, I'll have to look into this.
Yeah, I mean, it's Iggy's pretty out there. I mean, there are some eras of his career which are kind of hit and miss, like Zombie Birdhouse, might be a sketchy Iggy record, but it definitely.
But Will,
Stooges is cool. Yeah.
Is it Jukebox? Is it Jukebox from Hell worthy? Is this something I may need to look into?
I would say sure.
What's the name? What's the name of that Iggy?
Zombie Birdhouse. I think it was like an early 80s. Looking for a year, 82.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got it here.
So yeah, no, I mean, that was the thing, is like he had a hard time finding his place, I think, after the Stooges, and then and it was kind of one of those things, like, sort of punk took off without him. And while he is a grandfather of punk rock, it's just funny how he was kind of fit into that mix. But
Ivan says, nice records. Will, nice records.
Yvonne, I think it's Yvonne, right? No, wrong. I do. Ooh. I have a copy of here. I got a copy of this.
No, she's horrible. Really.
But boy, there was a lot of people attached to her, though. I did not know this, but Jackson Brown was attached to Nico at one point.
I didn't know that.
How strange.
Yeah, this is like maybe it's not the cover, it's the airbrush cover, so it's not the Emerson Torso band cover that everybody would pay, $3,000 for or whatever, but not bad. No banana, and it does have a little notch right there at the stem top.
Nice.
But, I mean, you can't go wrong with this one. I mean, it has a couple skips. On the song Heroin, I think, which is, I guess, if you're going to have a skip on it in the middle of that song isn't the worst thing. So, but cool to have. I think it's like a 68 press. So, are you a VU fan there, Jen?
I can't say if I really have much background with them, so I can't claim to be one.
Well, it's in a strange way, it's sort of like a Beatles-Stones argument.
Oh, I know, and there's a lot of things where it all ties back to them, and I feel like I probably should look into them one of these days. I just haven't done it yet.
you would love them if you haven't really delved into them. Just because like anyone who's a record collector, this is really that kind of you don't really party to it, All Tomorrow's
Okay.
Parties, of course, is on here, but I mean, this is not music that this Sunday morning music,
All right. Have a good night, Ella. I love you. Be careful. Be safe. Okay. I'll see you in the morning. I'll be up my usual time. How many records do you have? Ivan's asking.
6,000-ish, but I mean, it doesn't really matter anymore. I mean, I want to sell them, so I wish I had fewer records.
Well, like I was mentioning about Velvet, the only original Velvet that I personally ever came across was only the copy of Loaded that I had on Cotillion. But I did find this for 50 cents about a month back. I couldn't pass this up. I'll show this. I couldn't pass this up. And I know, sorry for the glare again, but what basically it is deluxe edition. All right. It's a double CD. I'll pull this off of here so that you can, of course, see it does have a peelable banana, but I'm not going to deal with that. But your package, pretty much, I said package, looks like this, and then goes all the way across like this. Now, the track listing on here, basically, you have for disc 1, you've got, of course, the original album like you had in your hand. I'm going to make myself small here. And then after that, you've got some of the 45s. And I think I see there's an edit or one demo. And then disc 2 is, so basically what this is mono stereo is what you're getting, along with a couple extras, like they have the 45 edits and stuff like that. So I have not had a chance to listen to this, but I'm looking forward to it. For 50 cents, I had to get it, and it's in great shape.
That's a steal. I would have given them double. I just wanted to point out real fast that the reason why I really only listened to this one time is because I hate pulling the damn thing out, because then putting it back in there, it's just like, it's such a bitch. I'm just like sitting here fidgeting with it. It's like, come on, just give me a normal ass record, please. Vinyl me, please.
Exactly.
I know. I mean, enough of this insert shit, this gold stamp bullshit. I'm just giving you a goddamn record, for fuck's sake. Anyways, take me like 10 minutes just to put the damn thing back. It's like, it takes you just as long to listen to the record as it does
see, Will,
it's like a reassembly project.
See, Will, that's like the 2024 version of Unipack, if you remember the 70s.
Oh no, yeah. Well,
boy,
this is my Vinyl Me Please Wu-Tang, which I still haven't put back together. I'm just like, dude, it's got like a totally necessary chessboard. I mean, I get it. It's gimmicky and it is kind of funny.
Pretty cool though.
It fits with the theme of the album, but it's just like I still haven't
with
put
the chessboard. Did it come with the pieces?
No, I'm shocked that it didn't. Actually, I think they had a box set release with chess pieces. If they didn't, then that's a shame. Anyway, what's up, Jeff?
Mr. Allen, you have a question?
Do they really belong in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? I say nay, nay.
The Stooges?
Yeah. No, Wu-Tang Clan.
Wu-Tang?
Really? What did you do for rock and roll?
Everyone in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame now. So it's like, now I guess if you're putting they put a Tribe Called Quest in there, is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, you'd have to put Wu-Tang in there at that point. So, no. I mean, here's the thing that I don't think they're going to do is create a hip-hop Hall of Fame.
That's true. I mean, if they did, it would make things a lot more convenient and streamlined, but since they don't, everybody kind of ends up in the same one.
I mean, it would essentially, you could have like a pop music Hall of Fame or something.
Well, to be
But
fair,
then,
though, I mean, there's a country music Hall of Fame, and that hasn't necessarily stopped people from being added into the Rock and Roll Hall of
right,
Fame.
that country music's a little different because
True.
it's always been celebrated differently.
Yeah.
Because country music was more like, especially in the 60s, I mean, it was such a staple, you know,
Let's see. We can't get sticks in there.
no, like the
Okay.
thing with country music back then, though, it was just so popular. Everyone had a TV
Can't
show.
get sticks in there.
Country artists were putting out like sometimes like 5 albums a year.
We can't get Mop the Hoople in there.
See,
We could put Wu-Tang Clan in there.
That's all right.
for next year, for Mop the Hoople, all the young dudes need to vote for them.
And how? All the way from Memphis.
That's right.
Yeah.
That way they
Well,
get up
all
there
the
and play
young
the
dudes
golden
do.
age of rock and roll.
So I told my friends, I think I brought this up, but when, of course, everybody was voting, and I'm wincing at some of the choices anyway. But when they had that top 7, and I saw that Mariah Carey was in the 7th position, I'm like, fuck no. And I went off and I told my friends, I told people on here, I said, look, I know Kool and the Gang are in 8th place, but there's got to be principle here. We have to push her back down. And you know what? Probably I'm not kidding you, within a month, they ended up in 7th place by like about 5,000-6,000 votes and buried Mariah Carey. I'm like, yes.
Nice.
It should be the music Hall of Fame. That's all it is to it. They named it wrong.
Yeah.
No,
They named it wrong.
I think once upon a time it was accurate, but it is kind of evolved at this point into what it now is.
It's a
So they
pop
could
music
change
Hall
it.
of Fame, yeah. And when you think about it, really, I mean, a lot of things sort of, derived from like the Beatles. A lot of people just wanted to get guitars, bass, and drum and be a 4-piece band. So, but then a lot of that, funk music, when you think about it, a lot of that is just like, not much different playing, rock and roll music, pop music. I would even say, I think there is a lot of commonalities between like a band like the Small Faces and Booker T and the MGs, or especially when you listen to like instrumental mod music and compare that, stuff from the UK compared to the US, whatever soul versus rock and roll, there really isn't a lot of difference. So, I mean, like I said, compare like a song, I'm trying to think of like a Small Faces instrumental. Which I can't a name of one isn't coming, like the name of the song isn't coming to my head, but compared to like any Booker T and the MG song, there really isn't a lot of difference in that. So, I mean, to simplify like a Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, I mean, I don't know. I think it's sort of a boring argument at this point, and people arguing, or like Grandmaster Flash gets in before, I mean, I get it. It's fucked up. Or like they get in before like Rush or whatever. But,
Once again, I think they need to put on the ballot every year a write-in candidate, and everybody can shove a name in there. And then maybe, I know this is going to be kind of crazy, but you maybe take the, you could put it in as a write-in category, and you take the top 3 the names or the artists or the bands. You take the top 3 and then you stick them in there, and then like the best of the 3 that get win, they go in. So
yeah, because they at least would give a fighting chance to other people that otherwise are never getting in.
Right.
You know exactly who I'm referencing. So.
I want to throw this point out here because, I mean, there's a lot of talk about Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, who gets in, who doesn't, and who hasn't gotten in, the whole controversy and people getting mad. I mean, the very fact that, that sort of conversation keeps like the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame relevant.
True.
The fact that there's controversy on who gets in and who hasn't get in, it gets people talking and it creates interest rather than just be like, all right, it's this guy's turn. And I think it just does. It would end up being like a bingo hall if it was like, if it was so predictable. Or it's like, when like Rolling Stone, for example, will come out with like their 500 greatest albums of all time, but then they'll put like like whatever Pitchfork says is number one will go at like number 460, but then like whenever they do their list, it's like Pet Sounds is number one. So it's like
Right.
it's like I think they do this just to piss people off and just
I
create.
think so too.
Yeah,
I
It's
think so too.
subjective and objective.
yeah, and then it gets people to buy the magazine. So
Well, they buy it and then they talk about it, so it's a double whammy.
yeah. I mean, and it's how they make money. I mean, they got to create interest and stuff, and I mean, it's no different than the vinyl community and all the drama that we put up with. So it just makes things interesting. Let's be honest. It's just talking about records. It's boring.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But as far as for the inductees, the only one I really am like, all right, was Foreigner.
Yep, me too.
I'm glad Frampton's going in too, but I mean,
Yeah.
It's just he didn't have his. I know people are going to go, what? When I say he didn't really have a big career, okay?
He didn't.
Several things killed that career, okay?
Mhm.
That Frampton Comes Alive. Oh, I love that. Why are they not in the damn?
I know. See,
Ugh.
this is why. Well, okay. Here's the thing.
I don't know who is that.
The UKVC controversy.
The first
nobody,
second Blue Oyster.
Right.
Sorry,
no,
Will.
You're good. Nobody was talking about BOC enough though, and so I was just like, hold up, let me do my old thing where I throw the wrench in, and that's the thing is like they just need to start talking about Blue Oyster Cult, and people have to be like, why are you putting Blue Oyster Cult in the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? And so when they put like a Tribe Called Quest in there, it's supposed to piss off BOC fans. So hey, but I'm a Tribe fan too.
Did you hear anything off of the new and final Blue Oyster Cult studio album, Ghost Stories?
I had a copy of it, and I listened to it. It was really good. I don't think I only listened to it once. But,
right.
No, I just like was at the record store one day. They had a good price, and I'm like, fuck yeah, dude, I'll pick this up. And it was like one of those things. It just sold so fast that I only had a chance to listen to it once. So
it's just nice to have them back for one more time. Everybody that we're used to hearing from, because I think I got tripped on to BOC back in the late '70s. Maybe it was after Don't Fear the Reaper, and maybe between that and Godzilla, I think is when I started liking them.
Those are the familiar ones, and I mean the other thing with that is
what
sketch. I mean that's my first exposure to Blue Oyster Cult. Did I crapped out, didn't I?
I don't know. You had me worried because I'm going, uh-oh, did I just, because like I said, it's supposed to get really screwy.
Me too.
No,
yeah, sorry. I
moved back into this room where I was having great reception compared to the other room. And actually, before my Saturday stream, I am going to try to move my turntables in. I don't know. That's a lot of work, actually. I don't know.
I mean, they just crank, from the first album all the way up to Fires of Unknown Origin. I'm like, I love that whole big block. And then I would say one of my guilty pleasures, and I've turned this on to other friends, is ETI. I love that damn song. That thing just cooks.
I got a copy of this on vinyl, super rare.
You betcha.
Yeah. I mean, some people, this isn't really, it's not really Blue Oyster Cult. What
True.
Like that later 80s. There's some guests on here that are kind of maybe like, I think they added like Aldo Nova plays guitar on here.
And Robbie Krieger and a few others.
So, I mean, it's a weird mix of musicians and a total comeback album, but, cool to have.
Hey, Will.
When I saw that at the record store, I was like, you know what? That is awesome.
I'm glad you bought it.
Yeah.
Will, when you're bored sometime, go check out my Jukebox from Hell episode on that exact album. I love Agents of Fortune. That probably is, definitely.
But then, I mean, cool for the cover, but you are starting to get into the BOC, which
I never had that album. That one or Mirrors for some reason. I never ended up picking those up.
No, I mean, I always pick them up.
Yeah, and I need to.
I used to never pick them up because I used to take them for granted and be like, oh, they're just like, I used to think Godzilla was cheesy. And now, now it's just like undeniably great.
Will?
Yeah.
Can you show us the label on that record, please? On the inside? The record label itself.
Yeah, it's a white label.
Probably. Oh, well, yeah, let me see it anyway.
Yeah.
There's a reason.
So
No,
can you talk to me about this symbol a little bit?
you mean, yeah, I couldn't begin to tell you. Okay, so
Okay.
what's it say on the label per se?
Like Blue Oyster Cult, Spectres.
Okay, because then you have yourself even though it's a promo copy, it was not one of the ones that screwed up.
You're right. No,
The first pressings, if I remember correctly, don't even have Blue Oyster Cult on it. It just says Spectres.
Yeah.
And I had a copy of that, believe it or not.
No, I've had a few of these presses. I don't know that I've had what you're speaking of.
It's nice that you got a white label promo, though. I don't think I've ever come across a BOC white label.
I don't know how even. I think maybe just was in with a stack of BOC records, and I was like, hell yeah, white label promo if you can get them, then always cool to have. Could you pop? I'm gonna have. Well, that hairline is hurting my eyes. That's not. I don't have a terrible hairline. I just got a haircut. Quit complaining. I mean, for fuck's sake, man, it ain't that bad. You're just on your new troll account trying to be nice to me anyway. Anyways, it's all good. I'm not putting a hat on for you tonight.
But yeah, I mean, because what was it? I remember.
You got me on the spot, Paul.
Yeah. Well,
you got me feeling like I should put a hat on. But
stop. Listen, just thanks for bringing out a bunch of vinyl. That's for sure. I love listening to all this stuff. That's why we have this show. Okay. Yeah. But I'll admit, though, it's like the minute after Fire of Unknown and after that live album that came out afterwards, it's like Revolution by Night and Club Ninja. I'm just sitting there, I'm going, some of it's good, but it really was starting to miss the mark. I'm like, uh-oh, I'm like, Now, see, I need to get that. I've never come across a copy of that, John. I know what you're talking about. I think that was late 90s. I don't know if I'm right on that. I do have Curse of the Hidden Mirror. Some of that is good, too. So.
Yeah, man, great band. Maybe part of it is like, it's like we talk about pro wrestling. And Rick Rude. Mm-hmm. They have the WWE Hall of Fame. And I remember, I don't know, I just went to like some pro wrestling meme page one year when they were right around WrestleMania. And I just like trolled the meme page. This is back in like 2014. And I trolled the meme page with a bunch of Rick Rude memes. And just like Rick Rude for Hall of Fame, Rick Rude for Hall of Fame. And a year later, he got in. So sometimes you just gotta like, fuck you, say something, and people will listen. And
he deserved it. He deserves it because he is the only one that I still can't get over this because I watched 2/3 of this live.
Yeah,
he was on WWF, WCW, and later that night, I am told, in a taped episode already. In some markets, ECW. He was on all of those, and I am going, oh my God, that is too funny. But what wasn't funny was how Rick pretty much got his career ended unintentionally in that match with Sting. I was like, it's on YouTube. Ladies and gentlemen,
it's terrible.
Okay, some of you people think that William is a polarized figure. There is somebody even worse than William and a polarizing figure. And he hasn't seen a girl since 1996. Ladies and gentlemen, Richard the Music Maniac.
Oh my
God. That would have made me 4 years old, Paul.
That's what I said.
I do want to finish my point
Lord.
Quick. The only reason I was bringing up Rick Rude was maybe we need to generate this buzz, this interest here in the vinyl community.
So how's everybody doing?
Pretty good.
Will was trying to finish a sentence, sir.
No, it's all right.
Oh, sorry.
I was just trying to generate some enthusiasm for Blue Oyster Cult. It might be see, here's the thing, Paul. Could I maybe ask you for your help? Because I didn't get into them until like 3 years ago. And I mean, I always heard their songs, but like, I don't have those stories. Like I saw them at fucking Altamont, and I was,
Yeah.
people were throwing shit on me, and I was getting punched in the face, and then fucking Don't Fear the Reaper started. I don't know. That probably missing the timeline on that totally. But anyway.
Hi, Jen.
Hello.
I regret never getting to see them live, Will. I wanted to see them, and there is a cool video on YouTube. Oh my God, I can't even begin to, it was Alan Lanier's last, pretty much one of his final performances. They went back to New York City, and they did they did like an anniversary of the first album. They even brought Helen Wheels. She was still alive, and they did some backstage footage, and just hearing them backstage together, all original, doing Career of Evil, it was just gave me chills up my spine. I'm like, holy shit, they still got it. They still got it.
Yeah, man, that's a great album too.
See, here's the thing. I would throw them into also kind of being like a thinking man's rock band, because you really got to kind of get it. You got, and it makes you think. I like bands like that.
Yeah. Yeah, no, they do. A lot of people, don't like challenging their thoughts these days. Hey, Paul, I'm going to be real honest with you. I was not in the mood to jump on a live stream today, and I just wanted to jump on and say hi and at least have somewhat of a pleasant experience with some people I've shared a camera with recently. So, which is, I guess, just especially important to me tonight. Watching these guys burn the VC down, and I don't even want to watch it when I seriously want to go to bed right after this.
Yeah. Well, listen, I'm very grateful you came on here, even though you didn't feel it. But I know how that is. I know exactly how that is, sir. And it's like you just, and I'm trying better, push myself in the ass. It's like you should do it. You're going to enjoy it. You're going to love it. You're going to be amongst great people, which is what I'm here right now. Here and my audience there. All great people. Saw Blue Oyster Cult in '76 at Styx and Rush opened for them. Holy shit. That would have been a great triple bill.
Oh my God.
Damn.
Well, anyways, I will
talk about triplicate of bands that make you think. Sorry.
Yeah. No. No. Oh, God. I mean, you could be thinking about a Rush song all day, which sometimes I have. But
I love Rush.
Like, what about the voice of Geddy Lee? How did it get so high? I wonder if he speaks like an ordinary guy.
No, actually, his speaking voice is pretty high up there too.
Oh, okay. Well, I don't know him, but
well,
I think I know someone who does. But that's all right.
I read his book, My Effin' Life. It is a must read. It is really good if you're a Rush fan.
I want to read.
Or even not a Rush fan, you're going to pick up some things off of it.
Yeah, I want to read that. I want to read that.
I was going to say there's also an audiobook version too that's on Spotify. So if you've never heard his speaking voice, check there. You can hear how he talks.
Yeah,
I bet.
Well, that is wild. I actually I want to hear that now, or I don't know, almost like
I need to.
Could I even tolerate? I don't know. That was mean. I'm sorry. Rush has grown on me in the last few years. Not a huge prog fan, and then his voice.
Some people like him, some people, but
I feel like you either love him or you hate him. There's not much.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say. Some people love him, some people hate him. I've always loved him.
Anyways, I'm going to take some Tylenol and hit the sack, but you guys.
All right, sir. Yeah. Hey, listen, thanks for coming on here and showing the stuff and yapping.
Sure.
It's always you're always welcome.
Yeah.
Nice to see you again, William.
Yeah, thanks everyone, and have a great night.
Take care. Probably 10-15 minutes from now, Rob probably will wrap this up, but we still have a little bit of time. Now, for me, Rush, I liked probably from the first album all the way to, I mean, I remember, like, okay, I don't have too many, quote, perfect albums in my record collection, if you will, but I still would say Moving Pictures is one of those on that list. I love every track off that damn album. And I remember between the time that album came out and the Exit Stage Left live LP, and the rumors going around that Geddy may have to retire, dude. I'm like, uh-oh. I'm like, no, 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 no. I just got into you about a year or two ago. I want to do this. But after that, though, it seems like okay, oh God. Signals was all right. But after that, it was like only a handful of tracks on each album, and it was like the last album I remember buying was Presto, and I liked Presto, but after that, it seems like they shifted in another direction. I'm like, I never bought another Rush album, seriously, ever. I still didn't after Presto.
Yeah, Rush is my dad's favorite band, which is funny because the love 'em or hate 'em thing. Obviously, he loves them. My mom can't freaking stand them whatsoever, which I guess makes them even for the Frampton thing. But with Rush, it's funny that you have your cutoff right where it is, because my dad has told me almost exactly the same thing in his opinion too. Because I had grown up listening to 2112 and had heard, like, obviously on the radio stuff too. But outside that, I hadn't really delved deep on my own until earlier this year. So I was like, well, there's no better place to start than at the beginning. I may as well start there. And I asked my dad, so, Rush's self-titled album, do I waste my time with it, or is it a good album? He's like, no, the first three, like, they're parts 1, 2, and 3, basically. Those 3 are very solid. You'll love all 3 of them. I was like, okay, good to know. Made it through that first one, fell instantly in love with it, and I'm still mind blown. But I was like, this is possibly the most solid debut album I've ever heard in my life. That's their first shot. Oh my god!
I agree.
Right.
I fell in love with Rush the first time I heard it.
Who was first? I'm confused.
I think Richard was.
Go ahead.
Am I echoing? Yeah.
I think Jeff's echoing a little bit because the echo was there before you came in.
Oh. No, I just said I fell in love with Rush the first time I heard them.
I'm always going to regret the one time I could have gone and seen Rush. I won tickets off of the X in Rockford, Illinois, 104.9, and it was the Roll the Bones tour. They were coming to Rockford. Now, at that time, the head of the fan club, the U.S. fan club, moved to Rockford. He moved like 6 months before the gig was even announced. That's what he said anyway on the radio. And when he went to see Rush, he had a little bit access, of course, due to the fan club. And he's like, what's the chance that we can get Rockford, Illinois at the Metro Center? And he goes, you get the band 1,000 signatures by such and such date. Hand it back to us, and we will stick them on the map. Wow. And so he went on the air, and he was explaining the scenario. He goes, I don't know when we would get them, guys, but they said if we get 1,000. So he would show up at all the events for the Hard Rock Station concerts. He'd be out there with the clipboards, at the entrance. And I signed that damn thing. I made sure. I'm like, how old do the people need to sign? I don't know, 14, 15. I grabbed a couple of my stepchildren. I said, do me a favor, sign your names to this. And so they did get the 1,000 signatures. They turned it to Geddy, and Geddy was a man of his word. So they went off and they did the gig. Now, when they were giving away the tickets, you had to listen for a Rush song for you to be able to be the 10th caller. Right. And so here's the thing. One afternoon, I'm listening, and I'm going, I knew within a couple notes. I'm like, my God, I said, I've never heard them play the Trees. They've never played the Trees.
I love the Trees.
So I fucking called. You ain't going to believe this. Your caller 1, click, 2, click, 3, click. I'm sitting here, and I'm going, and I'm like, hi, who am I talking to? Paul Pease, Harvard, Illinois. He goes, you're the 10th caller. And I said, I've been all the callers. And he's like, what? I said, literally, I was all 10. I kept hanging up and calling. He goes, well, for that, you get your, and I'm being recorded. It was put out there afterwards. And I was like, well, you just got yourself a pair of tickets.
I
And
bet.
I'm like, yes, so I went to the radio station, picked them up, and I was like, I was getting all jonesing and ready for stuff. And then here's the bad, unfortunate part. This happens a lot in my life, but there was a family medical emergency that day. And I am just sitting here and I'm going,
Of course.
okay. So believe it or not, with a friend from a friend, I passed off the tickets. I said, do me a favor. I said, try and get something small from there just so that, it's like, okay. Well, then I found out that, yes, the concert was great, but there was a little problem backstage. You see, because the Metro Center was a 10,000 seater. Now, there's two different ways you can do the concerts. You either, if you're a big enough band, like AC/DC sold out in the mid 90s during the Ball Breaker tour, they sold all 10,000 seats. So did Neil Diamond, of all people, in the late 80s. But nobody has beat that since. And so they either could go the 10,000 seat option or they pull the curtain where you have 5,000 seats. So it's going to be one or the other. Well, what happened was, oh God, they only ended up 2,000 people. And I'm going, what? And Getty and the band were pissed because they're like, what's the deal with this? And in a way, I could see why they're pissed. But then again, you did say that if you got 1,000 signatures, you'd stick yourself on the map, and you did that. The only other concert, to my knowledge, that was less than that, oh boy, here we go. Def Leppard. When the X album came out with the song Now, so the story went that I knew this
Def Leppard's amazing. I saw Def Leppard; they're incredible.
Well, listen,
no, they're not.
The first three albums.
No, I disagree. Sorry.
The first three albums are the best.
No.
Ladies and gentlemen,
sorry, I disagree with you.
No.
But so the thing is that. They went and they pulled the half curtain. They didn't do the whole. So the 5,000 tickets they were going for. The opening act was Ricky Warwick, I guess, who was in the Almighty. He ended up at one point or another being in Black Star Riders, which I guess you could almost call a Thin Lizzy offshoot. And I guess Warwick kind of sucked that night. Firstly, secondly, oh my God, I can't believe I'm going to tell you this. Throw a guess. How many people you think showed up at the Def Leppard concert?
800.
Lower.
500.
Lower.
200?
150. The band thought they were off mic. One of the band members says, "What the fuck? We are never coming back here." The rest of them heard that, and there started to be boos in the crowd, and they're like, uh-oh. And so, yeah, 150 for Def Leppard. I'm like...
with Ringo one time, actually, that I went to. So I'm not surprised that they were like, yeah, I'm not coming back here. And sure enough, he never went back to that particular venue, which sucks because it used to be my go-to venue to see him at.
Well, it looked pretty bad when he played here last time. I only went to go see him because he played in the arena. He played the arena, and they did cut some of the seats off, but there was only how many? And I'm like, this doesn't look. With
Ringo, I've never seen him sell out, but that was like the one where I was like, this place is empty. What the hell?
Yeah.
I know. Not long after that, he did San Francisco, and it sold even less. And he just called the whole thing off. Went, nope, never mind. Just like, yeah, I don't blame you, actually.
Hey, Piccolina, where was that concert you saw that at, please? And I want to throw something since I've got this up for a second. Just we're still on topic, but we're going to shift it slightly. So Piccolina says, Rush replaced Lynyrd Skynyrd and opened for Aerosmith. Was my first Rush concert. Crash happened. So we're talking, of course, after October of 77. Well, the thing is, and I think I brought this up, a few shows ago, that Aerosmith almost got that plane and not Skynyrd. And could you imagine?
Oh my God.
and Aerosmith would have gone in that plane crash. The last
I
LP
didn't
that
know.
was made was Draw the Line, and they did record Come Together for the Sergeant Pepper soundtrack. That would have been the last damn thing to come out on them if that would reversed. And I'm just like, but what
I
a
didn't know
legacy.
that. I didn't
What a
know that.
legacy, though, okay? Because everybody would have been listening to those first couple Aerosmith albums
Yep.
ad nauseum, but instead it went this way, and it was like, uh-oh. So I just wanted to throw that up there.
Yeah, then we got Love in an Elevator. Virginia's Got a Gun. Wow.
Oh, never mind. I don't. So it sounds like you. I love
Those
those songs.
stink, dude.
Pink is
Oh
my
God.
favorite grade.
Oh,
Pink
Listen
is
to
the
Seasons
color of
of
the sheets
Wither.
that we lay on.
God.
That's a dumbass lyric. That's from Just Push Play.
yeah. It was Just Push Play. Wasn't that good of an
I'm sure
album?
I love Just Push Play.
What?
I love that album.
I
we
mean,
got-
actually, I've never
we
heard
got-
it, but I've heard it
Oh, we
was.
got
I've heard it
Pink.
wasn't good.
Is my
I don't
favorite
know.
color. Like, what the hell?
Oh,
Hey,
I
Are we all fat and
Oh my
sassy
God.
today? We're fat and
me,
sassy
me,
every day.
me and Jeff weren't agreeing tonight. I love Pink.
Oh, gosh.
But the problem is you never had it.
Right.
Oh my God.
You
Oh, that's
walked into that.
horrible.
You
That's
walked into
horrible.
that.
Yeah, I
You
did.
walked
I'll
into
give
it?
you that.
Oh my
I'll give
God.
you that.
You see, and that's the thing, though. Okay, Rocks is a damn. Okay,
Rocks is a good album.
The first album, of course, everybody ignored it till Dream On got released in '76 again, because it was released in '73. Nobody gave a shit. '76 come, boom, we're gonna go back that way. And by the way, ladies and gentlemen, the one way to tell if you have a true first press of that Aerosmith album is you take a look and see they did a cover of Walking the Dog, but instead it says Walking the Dig. And then they corrected it in the next pressing. So if you've got a first press of Walking the Dig, good for you, because that is at least a little more marginal value. I cannot remember if it says it on the label, but it definitely says it on the back cover. The things we know. Richard, do you know when Ringo's new album comes out?
I don't know. Well, it came out on Record Store Day. I don't know when.
Well, that's not an album. That's an EP. I think they're talking about the country album, in which case there's no release date mentioned yet.
And you know what? I don't mind him doing country. I mean, he did a commendable job with Buck Owens for the Act Naturally duet. Okay. I kind of liked it. I'm going to be kind of curious to see how it sounds. I mean, that's all. I mean, if you listen to, I'm trying to think, if you listen to Buku Blues, that was country. Well, I didn't do that. Richard did that.
That one, I'm like, that particular album, I'm sorry. As much as I love Ringo, I can't get behind that damn album. I've tried. I can't make myself like that one. So it's like, oh, we're doing another country album. Cool. That went so well for you last time. Okay.
Now, I'm not a super expert, but I think Get Your Wings is the second, because I want to say it goes Aerosmith, Get Your Wings, Toys in the Attic. I love that fucking album. That album is like, hey, Caitlin, how you doing? Come on up, Caitlin.
No problem.
Richard came back from the Twilight Zone.
Yep, he's in the steam room. Look at that.
To clarify,
I love
second 77 show I saw that one tickets to. The 75 76 were the first two Rush I saw. Aerosmith 75 see, that's kick ass. I would have loved any of those gigs. And I know I'm going to be in the minority here, but I even like some of Night in the Rut. You know, Chiquita is one of the ones that will pop into my head at random, and I'll just be like, and I'm just like, why is this coming back up in my head?
Yeah, I love Toys in the Attic.
It's all good. I don't know everything. Okay, if it's the one thing about the being in the VC and vinyl collecting, you never stop learning. That's all there is to it.
Yep.
And it's just, hey, listen, talk amongst yourselves for a minute. I'm going to go get my last cup of coffee here, for the evening.
I hope that's decaf. Oh
Not necessarily.
boy.
Clearly, I learned my lesson so well yesterday with having multiples of these.
Oh god, I've been drinking a lot of caffeine. My heart's been pounding lately.
Yeah, I told them earlier already. It's like I had tried one of these Baja Blastings first time yesterday, and I had two of them back to back at like 3 a.m. Told my sister, she's like, we should go get like the real Taco Bell Baja Blast. So we did that. Then went to Starbucks to try the new summer drinks. Then went to Wendy's to try the orange creamsicle fries. And again, reminder, she's on a wedding diet and doing all this with me.
Yeah.
And it's bigger size than I was.
Yeah, so it sounds like, me and Jeff usually agree a lot. It sounds like we're not agreeing a lot today.
Doing what?
It sounds we usually agree a lot. It doesn't sound like we're agreeing a lot today.
You're bad, Flyer. You're bad. That's all I'm gonna say. You're bad.
Wow.
I mean, I didn't get into Aerosmith in the 90s. I just didn't. I'm sorry.
I'm an idiot. What's the big day?
Yeah, actually, I got back.
Wait a minute.
Did you just figure out who this is?
Yes, I thought he wasn't coming back.
Look at the screen name.
Who is it?
Well, yeah, but
who is it?
Oh, well,
who
buddy.
Is it? I don't know.
You know what? I feel so stupid.
Yeah, I think it's just last screen that I was at, so that's why I know who it is.
In Florida.
We have him.
In Florida. Mm.
Who is?
Now I've seen
want to say who it is?
Twice. I saw Aerosmith twice, and
I'll message you.
88.
Okay.
They Guns N' Roses opened for him. Poplar Creek Music Theater, Hoffman Estates, which is no longer there, and then 2012 at the Walmart shareholders concert, Cheap Trick opened for Aerosmith at that one. And I'm telling you, both concerts, like, okay, so 88, I think I've told this story before. GNR only did 4 to 5 songs, and Axl was in a piss mood. He fucking walked off stage because somebody threw a bottle. That's why somebody threw a bottle, and he goes, "Who's the motherfucker that threw the bottle?" And he he had enough. He walked off stage, and then I'd say, they're noodling a little bit, and then Slash looks like, and he's like, and he goes off stage, and now we're all.
When is Axl not in a piss mood?
True.
Yeah.
I love him. I love his music, but
Slash comes back.
Don't like them either.
And mutters, show's over. Boo! And for once I was late. I did not have good seats. I was in the back. And I'm like, I was glad I was in the back that day. Bottles and shit are getting thrown. The one that made me laugh, somebody chucked a bottle at the bass drum, and what's physics came right back and hit him in the fucking face. I'm like, yes, I said, that'll teach you. I said, that'll. And so there was going to be a mini riot. I am not kidding you. That's why I'm glad I wasn't up front. Okay. Well,
that happened in one of their concerts before there was a riot. Wasn't there when they didn't play?
Well, but here's the thing. Yeah. I really thought there might have been one. I was getting nervous, and I was telling my friend, I'm like, I don't know if we should be sticking around here or not, or leave. And he goes, I don't know. We'll wait a few minutes and see what happens. And after those few minutes were up, Steve Tyler pops up on stage, goes off and says, hey, be cool. We're coming on a little early, so just sit tight. And I'm just like, and they ended up playing, I guess, another half hour extra for us to make up for that. So that's the first time I saw him. So in 2012,
they probably wanted to save it from being a riot.
And in 2012, they still were firing on all cylinders. I'm like, holy crap! I said, I
saw them last year, and they were incredible.
Oh, okay, yeah. Well, let's see. When's the big day gone, but not forgotten? Just look away. Look away. Look away, Dixieland. They all seem to aim a bottle at Exodus. You betcha. And I'll tell you.
Deservedly so.
But yeah, so I mean, does it count that I only got to see him play 4 songs? I mean, I don't know. I guess so, but it's
If you
just
saw him,
that
you saw him.
show. Yeah, yeah. But yeah, I mean, I guess Aerosmith though, 4/5 are out. I don't know why Joey Kramer's not there. So you're not going to get all the original Aerosmith, but it's close. But
Yeah, I
get
didn't get.
signed
Yeah, I didn't get.
at the
Yeah, I
merch,
didn't get Joey Kramer.
ridiculously priced. I'm told, but they're signed merch with Joey's signature. So you get the whole band. I want to say it's like, oh God, I don't know if I'm going to get this. 500. If I'm
600, 600 bucks.
Yeah,
I saw it. I saw it at the concert, and my mouth was watering. But I'm like, no.
sorry, I'm not going to do that.
Exactly.
Come to think of it, do I even have an Aerosmith member's autograph? I don't think so. I have a Guns N' Roses. I've got oh God. I am just really not. You'd think after having a couple cups of coffee, I'd be all right. Adler's. I got Adler's autograph on a drum
I
head.
love Steven Adler.
Yeah. So I didn't get to see Adler. Okay. My buddy who lived near Hermosa, California, I think I've got that right. I don't know. They were playing at some place near Hermosa, and he always seemed to have pretty easy access getting a hold of these music artists, and so that's how I got the signed drumhead. Eventually, I'll show that too. It's not a. It's like a. It's not a full one. It's like a 3/4 size.
Oh,
I was supposed to get Steven Tyler's autograph, but he was a dick and he didn't sign for me.
that doesn't surprise me though.
Well, you know,
You
dream
have
on.
to, too.
Dream on. Okay, can anybody translate this to me, please? I do not know Spanish. I'm going to butcher this. Estoy enamorada y pronto estar felizmente casada. I know I butchered that. I know I fucked that up. Oh, and to add that,
Who's that girl?
I always, every time I see this wet floor sign at work, I call it Pisso Majado. I know that's not what it's called, but that's how I say it, and I don't care. She's a lady. Whoa, 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 and she's Spanish. Oh,
Talking
she's
about
señorita. Wasn't there a rock song like that? Something about, finding this man. Well,
what?
I've never been here before. Just a fan. Pisso Majado. That's right. It's like I know I'm butchering it, but it's wet floor. It's a wet floor sign, and it says Pisso Majado under wet floor. Be careful. And I'm just like, I call it Pisso Majado. I know that's not what it is.
You're not blocked from my channel anymore. I know who you are now. You're not blocked from my channel anymore. Just to let you know.
Hey, do what I do. When I go into the bathroom at work and somebody's in there taking a shit, you go walking in there and you're like, God, it smells like shit in here. And all of a sudden you hear the toilet flush.
Oh my God. Here's what I usually do when okay, we have sad state of bathrooms. We've got 1 toilet stall, 2 urinal in the regular, and we got the family bathroom, which to me, I always call it the suite, because at least you're left alone. And so I catch my coworkers coming out of there, and I'd be going in, and I turn, and no matter who it was, I go, I swear to God, you better not have made us stinky. And I'd shut the door, and I would go, good God, what did you eat?
Or you going in?
Where is the plate?
Or you going to the bathroom, and there's somebody standing at the urinal taking a piss, cough, and immediately go, stop.
Yeah.
I love doing that stupid shit.
You always make me laugh, Paul.
Well, I make all kinds of. Okay, wait a minute. Pronounced Piso Mojado. All right. Well, no, thank you for telling me that. Because I wouldn't have known. I'm just silly. I'm not really making fun or butchering or whatever. It's just
you're doing better than you're doing better than I am. I can pronounce any of this shit.
I'm better with food. Spanish. Come on, people. I want my tamales.
All right, Jen. I got a question.
Yeah.
I picked this up recently.
Nice.
But it's a version I've never seen before.
Okay.
This one actually has a gatefold.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
And I've never seen that before.
I think that's the one I've got as well. I don't know if it's rare or if there was just multiple versions of it, but I've got that too.
But Jeff, everyone
that I've ever had is never had a gatefold.
Okay.
So.
See, I didn't know that because I've had, well, let's see, what the hell? I gave away my copy too recently, or I go get it. But mine was a gatefold. I remember that because I'm like, oh wow, this is a strange photograph. Oh my!
High sign.
Tornadoes are getting. Is the high sign? Is that what you're?
Yeah, little rascals.
Oh my God! Wait a minute. Oh, not you.
Mike, yeah, don't.
He's in the steam room. Watch out.
No, my camera. How many times do I have to say
Woodchuck
this?
Club. Woodchuck Club. Mm-hmm. You know what I was, okay, before I came on here, oh my God, I can't believe I'm going to tell you this. I was watching the SNL. Well, that was this morning. I'm telling you, Christy Canyon, oh my God. Anyway, so, and Ginger Lynn, you betcha. But no, so 1982 SNL, The Death of Buckwheat. And and I haven't seen that in years.
I've never seen that one.
God, look it up.
You got to look it up.
I will after this is over now.
But they don't make, okay, oh my God, how do I explain this? So they take the attempted assassination of Reagan, Jack Ruby, and the news media and the
Nightline.
And some of the it's making fun of Nightline, and also the sponsor who keeps coming every 2 seconds. He's an insurance company, and he goes off and he says, basically, buy our insurance because you could die tomorrow. That was the tagline. I'm going, oh my God! I said, that's great. That's almost as good as the WKRP funeral home commercials.
Oh no!
You're gonna need it.
Yep, those old SNLs were classics.
Hey, Lisa. See, okay, you used to have the gatefold of that Who too. Cool. Cassette of it, yes. I had a lot of Who cassettes. I had a Walkman. I had one of the first Walkmans, and you bet, when I was less fat, you betcha I'd walk around my subdivision with 3 or 4 cassettes in my pockets, and one of them was always Who's Greatest Hits until I tripped on Who's Missing, and I'm like, I never heard it, but some of those songs were kick ass. Like Heaven and Hell. I don't even know myself.
I love I don't even know myself.
There's another one, but it was like John Entwistle. I'm going, holy shit! I said I didn't know anything about these tracks. These rock. Why aren't these on an album? Which, of course, it was for some of the sessions of Who's Next, and I'm just like,
oh.
You see, to me, in my opinion, the Who, I would say probably from the beginning to about Quadrophenia, and including Quadrophenia. After Quadrophenia, they kind of, like Who by Numbers. Yes, I like it, but not a big fan of it. And Who Are You? They tried. I'll admit it. They tried getting current. I love Who Are You? I love Sister Disco. I love I've Had Enough. But it's like, you could just tell something was a little off. And we all kind of knew what it was. Now, saying that, I don't know if I'm in the minority or not on this, but I've talked to other Who fans who have crapped on face dances, and I'm going, now hold on a minute. There's like one song that's almost a perfect album. There's one song that's really screwy in there, and if I remember correctly, I think it's How Can You Do It Alone? Or maybe it's either that one or Daily Papers. It's one of those two I'm not a big fan of. And they could have replaced it with that outtake they did. I Like Nightmares. that was a better track than one of those two combined. I go, other than that, it would have been a perfect album.
Well,
Okay.
in the CD release, they did add that on as a bonus track.
See,
I
need to get that.
I need to start listening to the later Who stuff. I kind of just stopped listening to them after You Better Bet. It's like the last song they did. I like.
Okay.
It's
Now
kind of like the
hard.
Stones. I kind of let after Tattoo You. I kind of stopped with the Stones.
Yeah, It's Hard would have made a great EP because, in my opinion, only 4 good songs, maybe 5, because that album was like the missed mark. I liked Athena. Supposedly the band hated it. Yeah,
I do like
they only played
Athena.
it live a couple times, and that was it. It was all Eminence Front after that, which I'm like,
Right.
that's fine. I like that song too. But here's the thing. So most people don't really know about this, and I'm sorry, I don't have the sources to pull up, but Pete did say this in an interview, and the producer or the potential producer was interviewed and asked. So in 83, okay, they basically were going to stop being a functioning live unit. They were talking about keep going, and Pete was working on demos. Possibly Kenny Jones might have come back. There already was a bone of contention in that, though, due to Roger. So they might have possibly.
The price of Rogers.
They were thinking of actually. I think there was a rumor going around they were maybe going to get Simon Phillips instead for this next batch, but still. So he's crafting the songs, and this is, like I said, like winter, and then into spring. He's crafting the songs, and then the rumor comes out, and it actually briefly was in the news very quickly, that the Who were getting ready to make a new album with Todd Rundgren as producer. And I'm going, what the holy hell? Considering that Nas obviously were influenced by the Who, and I'm going, that would have been a kick-ass Todd album, I think, in my opinion. And I'm just like, it all came down.
We got robbed. We should have had this.
We did get robbed because we never again got the Roger, Pete, John show. On studio. We never got him again, except for a very weird cover of Elton John's "Saturday Night's All Right for Fighting." I'm going, why? I'm like, it missed the mark.
I don't know. I like that track, but I mean, I'll agree that, like, of all the things for them to have gotten back together for, it being that is very, very strange to me.
I've never heard that. I'm gonna have to look that up too. I've never heard that either.
Oh God, it was on. They released it on 30 Years of Maximum R&B, which I think is out of print now. But it's an easy enough one to find online, though.
Yeah, it had a flexi disc, a Pinball Wizard, and something else. And it was a pretty good, flexi discs in the mid 80s. I still think that was kind of funny. I always was jealous of the people that bought Kerrang, because they always would have flexi disc in each issue. Here you go. Here's something new. I'm like, wow.
But yeah, with the later Who albums, admittedly, I know I'm in the minority here, but the Who by Numbers is my favorite Who album. Personally, that's just me. I know I'm weird as hell for that.
Since you're like a big, and you probably know all their. What's a good later album to listen to, Jen?
Well, I just told you.
Okay. Okay. Yeah.
Who are you? Admittedly,
he's looking for something from the 90s. Like, yeah, 90s sound. Yeah, I love it. Yeah.
80s not. Like I said, You Better Bet was the last thing they did that I really listened to. Really liked.
Yeah, the Who Are You album I didn't initially like when I first discovered it as a teenager, but then, like, around the time I turned 30, I revisited it. And I guess with age and just life experience, all of a sudden now that album speaks to me in ways that never did when I was younger. And now I appreciate it. But I used to always skip over that one when I was younger. There was like a couple tracks out of it I would skip the rest. It was like Guitar and Pen, Who Are You? And I think Trick of the Light were like my 3 from it. And maybe if I was in the mood for it, had enough. But I would skip everything else, could take or leave those. But now I'm like, no, now I actually like that one quite a bit. Face Dances I always loved. It's Hard was actually the second Who album I ever had. Kind of a strange jump going straight from Tommy to that. I don't know what my dad's thinking was there, but like, I initially loved it. Then I went through the same phase that most people go through of, oh, that album's shit. But now, ever since that recent release of like the Who in Toronto 1982 came out,
Right.
I was like listening to these tracks live. I was like, wow, a lot of this is from its heart. Maybe I should give that a re-listen. And I did. I was like, these aren't as bad as I remember them being, actually. So it might be time for another revisit. Just a thought. But
I was a 15-year-old nerd that taped that concert that off the radio live. There was as it was going. I had it unfortunately on shitty Sertron cassettes, but I'm like, go, let's go. But the reason why I'm keeping this comment up for a second, when I first saw Who Are You LP, only to see Keith sitting in the chair that says not to be taken away, was very significant. And you're right. The thing is, have you ever seen the outtake from those photo sessions? The reason why they did that shot was because of Keith's unfortunate alcoholic stomach.
the belly.
That's why. But still, you're right. I mean, what a cover. I would say that one is eerie just as much as the Leonard Skinner Street Survivors album too. See, now John, you got me on that. I know what Guitar World is, but I never bought it. I never bought the thing. Richie, you should do Michael. Do you think Michael Jackson's going to the
yeah, he's going to be there. Yeah, he's going to be there, and Elvis is going, and Buddy Holly are going to be there too.
And see, you're right. I don't know why they ignore the Who, because they kick ass. I have liked them since I was at least maybe 10 years old.
That was exactly the age I gotten to them.
Maybe down the line we will do a Who-centric episode, but like I said before that, I want that DC5 episode done, because I have been asking to do this for close to 2 years, and I can get maybe enough people. If I could get my buddy to, and I know he watches this show from time to time, Doug, get your DC5 albums together and your 45s, because I want to get it done in the next 30 days. Seriously.
Yeah.
I've never ignored the Who. I've never done video on them because I just don't know like really what to do. But I've never ignored.
See now, Jeff's got a nice example. I mean, everybody. Oops, sorry. I've had that copy too. And don't get the US stereo copies of any of these things, because they are shit. I will tell you that now. You want the monos. You really want the monos with DC.
Yep, the mono's the best.
And and if you can find them, catch them if you can. That's all I'm saying. and when you're listening to them, have a wild weekend. I recently acquired a collection of bootlegs, quite a few Who shows in the person's collection. That would be fun. Definitely.
They're in my top 3.
My friend's band Union Hearts put out a flexi disc about 10 years ago. That's kick-ass. I would love to hear that. I lent that DC5 album to my buddy years ago, and he never returned it. So I had to buy another one. Did you end up asking your, buddy when he asked, why didn't you? He just simply said because. I mean, I don't know. That's just rude if that was the case. 84. Can you imagine that? There's only one other living original member. The rest are dead. And I'm always going to regret not getting to see Mike Smith's solo thing, because he played everything. I'm told he sang it. But see, thankfully enough, and this is cool, but I got to figure out where I can get it. It was professionally shot in Rockford when he showed up for the outdoor festival, and I was supposed to go that night too, and I'm like, damn it! And then to find out someone taped it, and I'm like, now we're talking, I'm talking about video, audio. I'm like, holy shit! So I got to find that thing. I got to find that thing. Mike Smith's Rock Engine. That was the name of it.
I would have loved to see Mike Smith. I have them. They're worth a lot of money.
Correct.
The submarine ones?
I met a handful of those Peaches, actually. See, but Rockford used to have really cool minor league teams. They started out, when I got to see them, they were the Rockford Royals, which was the KC branch. Then they went to Rockford. No, wait a minute. Excuse me. Rockford Expos, then Rockford Royals, then Rockford Cubbies for 2 years. Then they finished with the Rockford Reds. But for one of the nights in the late 80s. It was before League of Their Own, by the way, and they brought like about 10 of them out from the few years that they were there. And the one I got to meet in real life, of all people, was the player that Madonna plays. That one I got to meet in real life. Yeah, so I think really fun though. Rockford Peaches, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh wait, Trekker, are you talking about the yellow submarine ones or the ones that look like the 1964 Beatles? I hope you're not talking about.
I gotta be talking about the yellow subs because the Ed Sullivan ones aren't real.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping. He's not talking about the ones.
It says here, of course, they played pro ball while the men were in World War II. If you guys have not seen League of Their Own, please do, because I mean, it's I thought I heard it's about 75% what it was. But Hershey, the guy that had Hershey was one of the sponsors of the team, the fake ones. You met Madonna and Rosie O'Donnell. No, I did not meet Madonna and Rosie O'Donnell. I will tell you this, though, for a couple of years, I think COVID killed it. Hopefully, maybe they'll bring it back, though. But there is a big film festival, actually, in Bentonville, Arkansas, the next town over from me. And Gina Davis is the head of it. Gina Davis comes out here every year. And up until COVID, for the first couple of years, they would have on a Sunday afternoon a game at the damn it, what's the name of the ball? It's in Springdale. That's where the AA Royals play, and they would bring. Gina brought the first time. I think there was like 6 or 7 people from the movie. No Madonna, no Rosie, but some of the other characters showed up. And I thought that would be pretty kick-ass, but I didn't get to see that. So, oh, guys, you know what? I'll tell you something. Once again, we are pretty damn good. I like my bunch up here on screen. I do. And Jeff, I don't know. I cannot remember. Are we friends on Facebook, Jeff?
I think I sent you a request a long time ago.
But
I think you just ignored that.
Well, hang on a minute. That's not. Yeah, come on,
right, man.
I don't know if he wants to.
I guess I deserve that sometimes. Let me see if I've got you on here though, because
I don't know if he wants to be my friend.
But then again, Jeff, you kind of have a common name, so let's see if I can.
Yeah, that is a common name.
If you can't find it, I can link you to it.
Oh, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm just going to mention one thing. New York.
No, I'm in South Carolina.
South Carolina.
I'll make it.
Must be different.
Okay, I found you. Red shirt picture for profile.
I can't remember what the hell I'm wearing in my damn picture.
I don't want to say where the town is. Okay, how about this much? South Carolina?
Yeah, red picture. Yeah, red shirt.
Yes.
That's me.
Okay, well I just added
you. You could have just put it in. I was going to say because you just put it in
mutual friend. Oh, and the mutual friend, Schnee.
I should be on there as a mutual friend too.
Anyways, I added you as a friend. So now I can communicate on Messenger I tried to do.
The only thing I'm going to mention about that, there's always that one person that, they love the most obscure music, and if you don't like it, then you're not cool. I'm not like that. There's too many people in the vinyl community who are like that, and I'm tired of that shit. Maybe I don't subscribe to what you do.
Well, are you talking about people that like
You just went through a wind tunnel.
We all like obscure music to some point. But to sit there and you're not cool because you don't like that.
Yeah,
I don't.
That's so high school.
I don't do that.
Yeah,
I don't make fun of anything.
No, but obviously these are the motherfuckers who were picked on in high school.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, yeah.
They were never invited to parties. They were never allowed to, like, go to like a party after a football game. And so obviously these people like linked into like something, and just like they like it, and so they found like 2 other people who like it, and so then they're all against everybody else. And it's just weird. Like, stop. Not everybody likes the same thing.
Right.
And that's okay. That's what makes the world go round.
Music is subjective.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That was my daughter brought up. She goes, "Hey, on the 8th, are you gonna watch Let It Be?" And I go, "No, I really don't want to see that. Actually, to be honest."
I'm one of the Beatles channels that didn't sub to Disney Plus.
I'm just. Why do I want to see that? The way it was edited, it was a very sad movie.
It is a very sad movie.
I don't want to see that.
I've never watched it twice, and that was already one time too many. But I mean,
I love the Get Back series.
Yeah, I'll do it out of morbid curiosity to see what they did to it, and that's going to be it.
Yeah. Right. I mean, I like I said, I had a bootleg, but due to my friend dying and the fiance being an idiot, I won't have that back. I need to. I do want a copy of that though, because it reminds me of I saw it when I was a teenager.
Go on. I tell you, since they had the viewing start today, I'll guarantee that Marketplace is going to be full of them.
Well, now remember, it only got released once in the United States on VHS. And there never was a Laserdisc or a DVD, but I can't remember, some country put it on Laserdisc. I do remember hearing about that, but I can't remember. Was it Japan? Japan always seems so. Yeah, I don't know, but I mean, yeah, okay. It's Michael Lindsay Hogg made this thing into, yes, a depressing tombstone. This is what the Beatle looked like, but thank God that Get Back 3 episodes came out, because you get a bigger picture, and it's like, oh, they weren't at each other's throats all the damn time. Now I'm glad they left in the George.
You still get that.
You want me to play, and then he walks out. He goes, "Bye, see ya." And what was so weird was the rest of the Beatles were just like, eh. And then John the next day, "Do we need to call Clapton?" I'm like, wait a fucking minute. This is George Harrison, your friend for over 10 years. And it's like, what the hell? But that's why they were brothers. They were a band of brothers. They couldn't stand to be with each other all the time like they did all those years. I get it. I was an ignorant kid when I was growing up. I'm like, up till Lennon died, I'm like, I wish the Beatles get back there. It was like a mantra. And then Lennon dies. And then I'm just like, oh, shit. That's the end of that. Maybe that's half the reason why I bawled, because I was being a selfish prick mixed with, oh my God, he got murdered. I'm like, that wasn't right.
Like I told my son, I go, I liked it better when I didn't know every little thing about them.
What? You got a point there.
Made it better.
You're right.
Honestly.
Do you want to know the first 2 Beatle books that I read? And I'm going to tell you, those 2 books. Now, I never put them up like on a statue or anything, but the 2 books that I read first, The Beatles by Hunter Davies and Philip Norman Shout. Those 2 books combined, and I'm going, oh, I didn't know any of this. And then of course, ever since then, whatever other books that usually are pretty true to the whatever, but I'll be curious when Mal's book really comes out to see what other stuff there is. But the thing is that's where we're just like, okay, so these gentlemen were not that I said the Beatles were perfect at all, far from it, but I could see back then the attitude of, oh my God, they're like music gods. Well, you know what? It's like, well, you got feet of clay. just like the rest of us in the world, but you sure put out a hell of a catalog. And I'm like, and that was the redeeming grace of that band. They were game changer, whether you want to admit it or not out there, whether you love the Beatles or hate the Beatles, they were the ones to change
the game
from 64 to their breakup. And it's like, oh, the Beatles are got this. We're going to look like this. Hey, the Beatles made this sound. We're going to go do this too. All these garage bands, all created because of four guys from Liverpool, England, that were all nervous that they weren't going to make it in the US. Lo and behold. And it was like, yes, it was a promotional push. We all understand that, but the music was really good. If the music was shit like Bon Jovi and they push it, then that's a different story. See what I did there? I threw a sneaky dig.
Wait a minute. No, Bon Jovi and the Beatles don't deserve to be in the same sentence.
What's that mean, Richard? I got the button closed for kicking you off. You better give me a good answer here.
Bon Jovi, come on.
I know. He's a no talent hack. Anyways.
I didn't say that. What I'm saying
did.
Three or four songs, maybe. I like 3 or 4 songs.
Hey, I gotta go backwards here.
I like Runaway. I thought that
I do. I like Runaway.
I still like that song when I hear it.
I do. I like Runaway.
But
Right, Paulina. Absolutely. That is exactly right. At least one day during the get back, was so strong.
Here, I'll give you a perfect example. Did we really need to find out that George Harrison had an affair with Maureen?
That was messed up.
Did we really need to know that, though? Did we?
No, but it was messed up. But see, here's the thing. Because Ringo, damn well, even though Ringo loved everybody, Ringo in the back of his mind was going, what the hell? I thought you were like the most tightest, bestest friend, and you go and screw her. I mean, they're both equally guilty. I'm just saying, though, that's like, that's messed up.
In his house, in a locked fucking bedroom. You got balls of steel.
That's right. And I love all those bands you brought up, except I will admit I am ignorant on XTC. Okay. I've been looking to dig into them. Badfinger is probably my favorite on that damn list you just got. And the Knack, I love the Knack. I am getting, no, wait a minute. I'm not like the Knack. The Knack, okay, I'm beginning to really start to really get into that stuff. I showed, this wasn't a Jukebox from Hell, but I did do a review from Sunset Boulevard Records, the Doug Feiger anthology. There is a bunch of unreleased Knack on it, live in studio. Grab it. If you have not gotten it and you are a Knack fan, Power Pop fan, go get it from Sunset Boulevard. Rush to your internet. I used to say store. Rush to your internet. And if you guys are bored, go look at my review on said thing from 2 or 3 years ago.
Quick story on that. Doug Feiger is originally from Michigan. His brother he's also still living in Michigan, and he's a trial lawyer, right? And so the Knack came and did a tour, and they played at this place called the State Theater, right? And so it was me, my brother Scott, my brother Joe that we went. Anyway, so we go to see them, and at the time, Jeffrey Feiger, who is Doug's brother, he was the attorney for Jack Kevorkian.
Oh,
right?
Oh wow!
And so they were in the crowd, just like walking around. So I got to meet Jeffrey Feiger and Jack Kevorkian.
Wow!
I shook hands with Jack, and I go, "Hey, it's nice to meet you. You know, I've been dying to meet you, actually." And he laughed. He thought that was great. But I'll tell you,
boom.
Huge Knack fan. Huge.
Yes.
I don't know if I would have shook hands with him. I think I might have been. I would have thought it might be bad luck.
Nah. I thought what a great night.
But I mean, it's like, yeah, I mean, that's a very cool story. That first album everybody talks about. You either love or hate it, but then you get to
Love it.
the second one, which I did review as a Jukebox from Hell episode. If you guys haven't seen it, look at that one too. You'll be pleasantly surprised. I'll cut to the chase. I like that damn album too, and I did.
I like the third one.
The third one, yes, which was help me here. My mind. Thank you. And Round Trip, I cannot. But Capitol gave up. That's what the hell happened. They just gave up on him. I'm like, this is a hell of a record. I remember for years seeing that in cutout bins, and I don't know why I never picked it up back then. I found it a couple of years ago, dirt cheap. And not only were they great on it, but once again, we brought up earlier in this show, Flo and Eddie are on there too. They sing a handful of backgrounds on that album. And I'm like, this is a damn good album. And it's just, the fates were against them. That's all there is to it. Everybody remembers them for My Sharona.
Oh, yeah. About 7 years ago, for Record Store Day, they put out the first one, Get the Knack.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And so I bought it. Because I wanted a nice, fresh copy of it, right?
Yeah.
I get it home, I put it on, and it's edited. They took all the swear words and stuff out of it.
Oh, what the hell?
What? You're out of your mind.
Only when they do that.
I bet you were frustrated.
Oh, yeah. Good girls don't, my ass. Wishing you could get another chance. I'm like, what? We all know what the lyrics are supposed to be.
I don't know why Frustrated wasn't released as a single. It should have been. Everybody, yeah. I'm telling you, that should have been put as a single. I don't. If I was like an A&R guy back then, I don't know. Maybe everybody would hate me behind the scenes. They're like, this jackass thinks it's a single. He's an idiot. And then to find out that I'd probably be 50-50. I'd 50% win, 50% lose. But then again, having to work in that industry in the 70s and early 80s, as much as MTV. See, like I said, I brought this up before. The first 5-6 years of MTV, yeah, okay. Yeah, especially the first 2 years, because I'm not kidding you. When from 81 to 83, I had a notepad. And when I'd be watching,
right,
and I watched a lot, and I'm going, ooh, I don't know about that. And I'd write it down, all the information, and then I'd go to the record store.
Sure.
And I'd go, I want to get this, please. And sometimes I had to special order some things, but there's some songs, okay? For example, okay, I know some of you people are going to go, who the hell are you talking about? There was a strange little band out of Baltimore, Maryland called Boot Camp. And one of their first videos was called I'm a Victim. It's on YouTube. It's power pop. It's amusing. And it's ear candy because I can still.
Wait, I think I hear it in my head.
Uh-huh.
I'm a victim, baby.
Yeah.
It's plain to
I'm
see.
a victim for your love.
Yep.
Yeah.
Your love's got a hold on me. Yep, I hear it.
Yeah, so it's like all these little okay.
I was like I was dug in the slugs.
Oh, now I've heard of that band.
Like,
believe it or
bad?
not.
Oh my gosh!
Now I'll tell you that there is one band that I know right off the bat because of the early MTV video. So I saw the original. What the hell is this? Little Susie's on the Up. The original guy that did it, and I'm like, the hell, this thing sucks. And then Tesla took it and turned it in a different direction. And I'm like, thank you. I go because I love Tesla. I mean, the first couple albums. I heard lately they ain't so good. I had some friends of mine see him in the last couple of years. Hell, I even know somebody from Chicagoland that is in their fan club. So she's met him a few times.
Now today I was taking my son to work and I had my zip drive in. And, so I just put it on, whatever song pops up. Okay, cool. So the first thing that comes on is Red Rocker's China. Yeah. Okay. And the second one was, what's he got that I ain't got?
Producers.
Got you. Yep.
I haven't heard that in a long ass time, too.
Oh, man. It's like this stuff is the bomb. I love that early '80s stuff. Oh
See,
man.
if you weren't born in our time frame, you youngins would be going, "What the fuck are these old farts talking about?" But you see, we knew the
I
good
don't.
music.
I don't really want to talk about the Steelers Star Trekker. They've got me aggravated right now. I really don't want to go into.
No, I wasn't a Star Trek fan. I was a Battlestar Galactica fan.
Bears beat Galactica. So I know I fucked that
Michael?
one up. Sorry, kids. Yeah. So but like I said, the first 5-6 years, the only show that I would watch after that, Headbangers Ball. And yes, I did watch Beavis and Butthead and Ren and Stimpy and Daria and a few other ones that they would put on. And they had, what the hell was that called? Liquid MTV. It's weird ass animation for that.
I am Flux.
That's it. Yeah, weird ass. I'm sitting here, and I was more of a. I was never a druggie. I was a boozer, and I would just be drinking and sitting, going, "What the hell am I watching here?" I don't think I had that. I don't think I had that much booze in my system. What's going on?
I love Headbangers Ball.
But when they started doing MTV Cribs and the Real World bullshit, and I'm going, I'm out. I'm out.
I don't blame you at all there.
The original cast of The Real World.
The Real World. I never watched The Real World.
I forgot the guy's name. Damn.
Is that the one with Smush? I think South Park makes fun of her. Smush.
Because reality TV is one of my guilty pleasures. I have like ton of reality TV shows I watch, but I never watched The Real World.
He said weirds. Liquid TV.
That was pretty cool.
I like that. I need TP from my
I've never heard of
Funny story about that. I was working a Saturday night over at Cintas, right? And so I had set up the VCR to record Beavis and Butthead's Moranathon. Anyway, so I didn't know that my wife had was going to bring somebody over to watch our wedding video. And so they watched the wedding video, but they left the videotape in there.
Don't tell me you recorded Beavis and Butthead over your wedding. I
recorded Beavis and Butthead over our wedding video.
Oh my lord!
Oh no!
Hindsight, it was an upgrade.
It was, I thought. We're not together anymore. So who won?
Scored. All right, I haven't admitted this publicly. In my second marriage, which was my longest marriage of 12 and a half years, my second tour of duty.
Why do you keep doing
I said duty. Point is that they did record in 1992. Yeah, 92. And I saw the video. I did see the video again. But when I saw it, it was many, many years later because I got handed a divorce summons. And I knew it was coming. I heard, and I opened up the door. I'm going, good, I was expecting you. And the cop's going, you were? I go,
yep.
I'll take the papers. Thank you. And he's like, and I'm like, and he gives them to me. I go, now I can start improving my life. And I go, have a nice day, officer, and close the door. And I saw that video. So I rewatched it. Yeah, I watched that video. And I know some of you people out there are going to go, hey, why were you such an asshole by doing what you're doing? But I'm going to tell you something. I was a different person 20-something years back. I was a lot angrier. I still was kind of drinking somewhat. So, I mean, I'm not going to excuse myself. I guess inside I've always been an asshole, but it just kind of depends on how you get it now. I guess I've aged. But so you're talking 2002. I'm seeing the VHS, and I took it out of there after I watched it. And I went outside and I grabbed out of my tool chest a ball peen hammer. I beat the shit out of that damn. There was parts upon parts upon, and I cleaned up my mess and threw it in the trash bin. And that is how. Yeah, you know it's funny. Nobody bothered to ask. Can you believe that? 20 years down the line, hey, do you step? Nobody ever asked, and I'm like, good. That goes to show you how nobody cared,
Yep.
including me. End of story.
Oh,
I kind of wish I still had that wedding video though. I was pretty hilarious in it. To be honest. You know, because we had to pay for everything ourselves. You know, so the bar and everything was bought and paid for by me. So I was walking around with a pitcher of beer in my hand the whole night. So man, I'm telling you, I was delightful.
I have to answer this. So Dees, I hope. Okay, listen, Dees. I know you're over there in Israel. I hope I'm nervous for you. Okay, I am.
Yep.
But he says, "Hey, Psycho, popping in to say hello. Hope your granddaughter's doing well. Thank you for asking me." And actually, I did mention a show or two ago that they had to take her back to St. Louis. Well, they did, but by the time that she was taken to St. Louis, the doctors looked at her and she stabilized. So she's good now. Yes, thank God.
Is she okay? I didn't even know anything happened. Is she okay?
Yeah. Yes. Currently, she is now 2 months, 3 months.
Something like that.
That's good. That's good.
Oh, I didn't know anything about this. I know there's a box set. So are you telling me they don't have the original soundtrack on that Daria box?
That's a box set. I need to double check to see if that's in it. But I mean, I have that box set.
Yeah, Jen, I'm wondering if it's like a WKRP scenario. Although now they restored 85% of the music. That's about as good as we're gonna get. And I'm like, I still got to get that damn box. I just, it's down to like $35. I just gotta figure it out. Thank you.
Bailey
and take
quarters.
care of yourself, sir. Okay. Take care of yourself, please. Don't be a stranger.
You too. Yeah, take care of yourself.
Guys, we've been on 3 hours.
3
I haven't
hours.
done a 3-hour stream. Okay, so listen, who are we in this? See, okay, so who's?
I could do another 3 hours. I'm not proud.
Well, okay, but in this group here, ladies and gentlemen, who is the skipper, who's Gilligan, and who's the professor? Why do
I feel like I'm Gilligan?
You are Gilligan. We already decided before we even. You are Gilligan.
I knew that, yeah.
You get a white floppy hat for the next broadcast. That's your homework. Anyways, I am not the professor. I don't have any much smarts. I be making coconut radios too. I'm like, oh, look, I got a rock station. I can't fix a hole in a goddamn boat. But
I love the mosquitoes.
Oh, geez. But yes. And Jen, you can decide which one you want.
Ginger.
Ginger, okay. See, and at least, see, I'm relieved that you did not say Mrs. Howell. But the thing is,
coconut cream pie.
Coconut cream pie.
Oh, I think I saw the unreleased Gilligan Island cream pie episode where, they do in the grass hut, and and they're like, hey. We want cream pies, and Mary and Ginger help out. So, are
you making that up, or is that a real thing? Because I don't know.
It's a real thing, Richard. Go look for it on YouTube, although it'll be extremely censored.
All right, I'll look for it.
He's gonna
it was in the third season, towards the back end of '67. So the thing, I mean, everybody was groovy psyche back then. But the thing is that I met Marianne. I did meet Dawn Wells. What a beautiful soul. She was so beautiful. So I hate to admit this. I'd probably be leaning towards Marianne. All right. How about this one? I'll leave you with one last. See now, yeah, Beetle Babe is a ginger. Yes, I could see this. She's a wonderful, beautiful woman. And yes, she'd make sure. All I heard was that you got a summons from the police and you took a ball-peen hammer to it. Yeah, there you go. That's exactly. You guys are killing me. You realize that? All right. One last question. Yeah, I am repping Bears. One last question. Veronica or Betty? Which one?
I kind of like
or Midge. Or Midge. Veronica, Betty, or Midge. Which one would you do? One vote for Veronica.
I like both.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So
Sabrina.
you like what was that there, Jeff?
Sabrina.
I like your choice. I forgot about her.
I like the short little bob hairdo.
Oh,
Well,
She had that before it was known as like a Karen dude.
God, I forgot. And you know what? I just remembered something. There was a brief time for a redhead in Archie's comics, but I don't remember her damn. Was it Cheryl? I think her name was Cheryl. I forgot about that.
I forgot about her too.
So, but see, for me, I want Betty and Midge. Now, Moose is going to be pissed, but I'd have to put him with Buffalo Tranquilizers.
But if you're going to be talking about Midge from that '70s show, yeah, okay, I'll vote for
Oh,
Midge.
yeah. Well,
I like what's his face from the what's the redhead's the name that went out with
Oh God, what is her real name?
the lady that went out with
I'm gonna have to
Donna.
look for that.
the one Donna. I like her.
She's in oh my God. Well, is Orange is the New Black still on? Okay.
I mean, it ended, but I mean, it's still on Netflix. But yeah, she was great in that. But it's so weird seeing her with black
God.
hair.
All right.
Ah,
I'm dying.
We got a female male in the chat on them run.
I'm dying. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, I thank you all for coming here tonight on screen here on my lovely panel.
Yes.
I thank Jen and Jeff and Richard and Will for all coming on. And I'm surprised Captain F Squared didn't show up. Maybe he's sleeping. Maybe he's doing, I don't know. But hopefully Captain F Squared is okay. So guys, we're going to try for Saturday. I'm off this weekend, believe it or not. So if it's not Saturday, it could end up being Sunday. Sunday. And I know everyone and their mother is on Sunday. So it's not going to be during Borden's time. It'll be earlier. So I will mention when properly accorded. I have all three of you in my messengers. I can message, like the Hall of Justice, Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, because nobody wants to be the chimp.
Meanwhile,
what the hell was that?
Justice.
What the hell was the name of that damn monkey?
Gleek.
Thank you. Yeah, nobody wants to be Gleek. Even for Halloween.
When the twin powers activate.
Yes. Oh, God, that reminds me of Family Guy. Oh form
boy.
of a... I'm like...
Good night, Walrus. God.
We all need professional help. All of us.
Yeah.
Everybody out there, up here. I have, you know what, guys? My last statement for the night. I have more issues than a comic book shop. Everybody, have a great night. Remember, always powered by coffee each and every time, because this is the Mighty Psycho. Promise. Take care.
Good night, Lisa.
Good night, Sean Boy.
Good night, Lisa.
Night.
Good night.
Good night, Piccolina. I pressed end of stream. What the hell?
Oh, fuck.
I did. I pressed end. Yeah, good thing nobody said anything.